to stand together and fight this disease.
I come this way before, travel with open door, circumstances navigated the path, and life happened all so fast. No, it got lonely sometimes. You see, I know we couldn't make it. Even when I'm offbeat, I still land on my feet, and nothing can shake me, cause I know life took a hold on. I never. This is where I am destined to be. I'm not ready to give up. Never. I believe in the miracle of life. Life's a break with no rehearsal. Learn quickly, they'll come for your role. Games we play can't take it personal, cause the devil is a liar. I'm telling you the truth, hey. It's all in what you do, hey. Some things you gotta do, hey. It's fight for millions. Second, see the blessing in it. With much expected, much is given. When I made the living, now I'm giving back to children. Never let the power come first before your happiness. Yes, you can be the best if you go the distance. Mix a little sweat with your persistence. You know that the best things are never instant. Just shine up, let them see your brilliance. Get up, open up your eyes now. It's the moment of truth. No backing down. We're bringing it to life. Oh, for the children, it's a given. You gotta give it, be a blessing.
This my personal statement. Run the game like I'm ASICs. Learn and develop patience, determined to be the greatest. Yeah, bobbing and weaving, they changing up like the seasons. Indigenous to the grind, so I do it for all my people. Jabbing the competition, back up against the ropes. You fighting for recognition, I'm fighting just to promote equality where we lacking. While cancer slowing our road, I'm confident we'll make it. We focus on common goals. Yeah.
Give back, give love, giving something away. Never give up, stand tall to fight another day. 2 toes, 2 feet, I stand on the ground. I'm going back soon and fight this final round. Life's a quick
With no rehearsal, they come for your bro. Rehearsal last time, y'all, because the devil is a lie. Hey. Telling you the truth, hey. It's all in what you do, hey. Some things you gotta do, hey. What up, DB? Hey. Love is the word, JP, but we gonna call him JQ. A method in madness, man. What it do? Love is the word, G Brown. Triple OG, you gonna say what's up to me or what, big homie? Come on, man. What it do, man? Hey, what up, KJ? What up, Robert Brown? What up, Miss Pinky, nigga? What's up, Carlos? They call you C-Square? You know what I mean? Hey, Southern T, love is the word. Maurice, K-Dub, About Nothing and Everything Podcast. What up, Eli Zachary? Hotep, Mr. J-Dub. TT, little TT. Y'all remember that shit, little Tink Tink? We got little TT in the building, man. What up, Rodney? Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. What up, Kyle, man? Dope interview today, man. I appreciate you, man. It was very warm. It was very warm on your platform today, man. Very, very warm, man. It was it felt like y'all known each other for years. Hotep, we got DB. Happy birthday, Asia Math. Absolutely. Where he at? He probably about to tune in any second, man. Without further ado, man. So we got Malachi coming in, man, and he'll introduce himself and we'll go from there. But I just think it's important that we have a well-rounded conversation as it pertains to this. You know what I mean? We've had members of the Nation of Islam on, and we've had scholars that's done work on the Nation of Islam, and it's no need me repeating how I feel about the Nation of Islam and what I believe. And but Malachi, I heard. Hey, good evening, Malachi. I appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir, brother. Well, brother Fred, man, I really appreciate you inviting me on. If I sound kind of a little low, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you great.
Yeah, I just had a rough day. You know with the move and everything, so you know what's going on.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I heard you on Punch's platform, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. I think you would be a great asset to the conversation we've been having on this platform for about a year now. I mean, it's just ongoing about the Nation of Islam and Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad, Minister Farrakhan, and the list goes on and on. We can work on down the street if we like. But I was very compelled by your story, man. 24 years in the Nation of Islam.
Yes, sir. 24 and a half years to be exact. My background, give everybody a little backdrop on me. I'm Coach Malachi Williams. I was born in Tampa, Florida, and I ended up, my grandfather's from Harlem, New York. And so my grandfather, he joined the Nation of Islam in 1955. You know what I mean? So that was my minister. That's who trained and taught me. I know, I met brothers like Minister Rahman Muhammad, which used to be the regional minister from the First Resurrection. Brother Bial down in Miami, Bial Muhammad, Brother Musain down in Miami. Captain Anthony, which was the at that time, this was the early 90s, like 90, 91. Captain Anthony was the captain in Miami, out of the mosque in Miami. Who else we got? Brother Jabril, a.k.a. Bernard Kushmir, out of Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, Bernard.
Taught by that brother, too. Let's see, who else? L5 was Captain Curtis. He was a part of the NOI security team for Minister Farrakhan. Also, Brother Van was over the southern region at the time, in Atlanta and stuff like that, over the southern region. So, yeah, I know a lot of brothers. Like literally, I was trained by a lot of the brothers in the First Resurrection. So,
how old were you when you joined the Nation of Islam, and why?
I was about 17. My background was, my mom was a Black Panther. My mother was born in 1944.
Mm-hmm.
So the Black nationalism was already in me from her. I had a lot of hatred and anger in my heart, for white people, of course, from what I was taught. My mother's experiences in life pretty much, kind of like drove me to that anyways, you know what I mean? Because she told me a lot of stories. And then, my grandfather, Kareem, he was, Minister Abdul Kareem Muhammad, rest in peace. He was, he was in the nation since 1955. So, that was my background in that. And then, because of my mother was a Panther and I had all of this, young, I got fished in. The Nation of Islam, they bring a new fruit in, they call them fishing. Mm-hmm. So I got fished in, and I was just prime. I was ready to go, man. And then once my grandfather got a hold of me, and then a lot of those other brothers got a hold of me, it was a wrap.
Mm-hmm. Now, what's when you join the Nation of Islam, what's like some of the training that you have to go through? DB's explained it, but he always assumed that I know. So and he'll call in and add to the conversation anytime he feels like it. But go ahead.
Yes, sir. So when I first came to the Nation of Islam, I came out of, let me give everybody a little context. I came out of Mosque 47. So Mosque 47 was it was kind of like Tampa and St. Petersburg area, right? The Bay Area. My training pretty much was like, you go to the FOI meetings, stuff like that. When I first went to the mosque, after they finished teaching and, hyping everybody up, they ask you, hey, if you believe everything that you heard today, please stand up. If you'd like to join or help us. Then they get your phone number and stuff like that. And then brothers will get in contact with you. But, my grandfather was already in. He was the minister. So that was just a no-brainer for me. That was it. Then, I used to go to the study groups and stuff. My grandfather used to teach me at the table. At that time, brothers will tell you that, those older brothers will tell you that, man, if you find a brother from the First Resurrection who came up under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, this is how it was brought to me, that's willing to teach you at his home, that's truly a blessing. You know what I mean? So I got taught right there from the horse's mouth, not only inside the mosque, but at my grandfather's table. And then once he started the mosque in St. Petersburg, because it was in Tampa, sure. They ended up sending another minister named by the name of James Muhammad. He came from Harlem as well. Excuse me, brother. He came from Harlem as well, and so it was like a rift between two medicines in the nation. You
Mhm.
know, my grandfather had moved to St. Pete, then James is in Tampa, and then I ended up going to Miami later on down the line. But yeah, I was taught a lot of different things, brother, about the first resurrection. What attracted me to the nation because I was a street guy, and all of the guys I grew up around was from the street. So but I had wanted a better life for myself, to be honest with you. So when I came in the nation, I thought I was kind of like getting away from that stuff, to be honest with you. But a lot of the brothers within the nation was in the street like me. So I jumped out of the pot right into the frying pan. You know what I mean? That's a street element to the Nation of Islam that if a brother who's not familiar with it don't know about, that's real.
Mhm.
So I ended up being attracted to that the bad element of it, to be honest with you, more so than anything.
What do you consider like the bad element?
The bad element is brother, we got to make sacrifices, brother. Like once you get indoctrinated in the nation, with the teachings of Minister Farrakhan and a lot of those old a lot of those old like the first resurrection brothers,
Hmm.
they did a lot of stuff, man. They put in a lot of work, man. Like that's no secret. If you do any research or studying, a lot of those brothers was criminals. You know what I mean? They did a lot of high caliber crimes, from robberies to murders and stuff like that. A street brother is always attracted to that gangster element. You know what I mean? Um, they don't teach you that when you first come in. Like the average person who's on the outside looking in, you see the bow ties and the bead pies and stuff like that, and we righteous brothers and this and that. And there are some good righteous brothers in the nation who's really, really trying. Because I know some right now today. I have some real good friends in the nation right now today. It's just that there's an element, the street element, with brothers out there that's you know, they're going to get it. They're going to get it how they live,
Hmm.
and that's what we did. To be honest with you, truth be told, I can't really get too much in detail, but brothers who in the nation who come from that first resurrection era, who was around in like the late '80s, early '90s, all throughout the '90s, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Mm. And when you're at the mosque, so you got to sell the FOI. What exactly is the definition and the meaning of like the FOI?
The fruit of Islam. So basically, the FOI is pretty much like we're the military branch of the nation. You know what I mean? We're the guys who do the soldiering. We're gonna sell the papers. I was a lieutenant. You know what I mean? My grandfather made me a lieutenant. My captain was an old guy by the name of Captain Samuel Muhammad. He's from New York. He did 12 years in Attica prison back in the day. He trained me, but he was real, real old. And so we ended up getting a new captain, which was a good friend of mine. He was a real heavy, strong, like dope boy in the game out there in the street. And he ended up being the captain because he had money. In the Nation of Islam, if you got money, you get favoritism in the nation. You get posts and positions. This brother here, he was very, very ambitious. So once he was made a captain in the nation by my grandfather, Minister Abdul Kareem Muhammad, guys, put a name to it. Then he made me a lieutenant. And so I'm like, man, the Nation of Islam this how naive I was. I said, man, the Nation of Islam is righteous, man. The Nation of Islam, they hate drug dealers and this and that. And brother, I'm out here doing wrong. I can't be coming in here playing with this stuff. We trying to be righteous and clean up. And, then my grandfather just went to teaching me, hey, brother, Allah know Allah know your intentions. You know what I mean? As long as you got good intentions, brother, it's okay to do A, B, C, and D. A lot of the older cats in the first resurrection, they won't say that publicly, but this is what they teach. You know what I mean? This is what they teach. You know what I mean? So that pretty much was it. Then once we were still doing the same thing we was doing prior to the nation, bro. To be honest with you, I'm just being honest. So.
And when you're an FOI member, what are your actually duties? So you got to sell. How many papers were you responsible for? And
Go ahead.
No, what's the like? How many papers do you have to sell? What's the financial responsibilities, and how much do you believe goes to the mosque? How much goes to Chicago? How much goes to you?
Well, pretty much all the money go to Chicago. Like back then, you sell newspapers. You sell it for $1. Okay, I'll give you an example. like they may say, okay, they may say, brother Malachi, we're gonna give you 1,000 papers. You know what I mean? By me being a lieutenant, I had a lot of, like, my first officer was up under me, and a lot of just the regular fruit was up under me, right? So the captain, I report to my captain, which was on Keith Muhammad, and then he reports to the minister, which is my grandfather, and that's how they had it structured. Pretty much every mosque was pretty much set up like that. You had the assistant minister and stuff as well, but you get 1,000 papers. You sell a paper for $1, you keep 30 cents, and 70 cents goes to Chicago. So you turn it into your, we may turn it into to our local mosque, so my grandfather, Mosque 47, and then our money is supposed to go up to Chicago. So that's pretty much what the program. Back then you just sell newspapers. You may sell some bean pies, incense, whatever. That's it. There was no business teachings. You know what I mean? Like economics class. We were soldiers. We fruit. You know what I mean? The white man's the devil. This is pre-Million Man March time and stuff like that. And me being a lieutenant, I had what I meant to tell you, Fred. I'm gonna see you some pictures. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna see you some pictures so you can physically see. Us with the suits on and stuff like that. I'm gonna see the pictures so you can see who put faces to these names. I'm telling you.
Sure.
I'm gonna send that to you. So I had like 25 brothers up under me at the time, and lieutenant is, I was very militant at that time, very, very militant, and a lot of us were. So we had to get out there, sell those papers, and when we didn't meet the paper quota, we had to buy the papers pretty much. You know what I mean? And let's say you got 1,000 papers, you don't sell all the papers like you're supposed to sell them, or for whatever reason may be, when you're soldiering, you be out there on the corner selling the Final Call newspaper, or you may go into the inner city like the projects and go door to door and try to sell the papers like that. But if you didn't reach that quota, that money still had to go to Chicago. So whatever was short, brother, you had to come out of pocket to pay for it. That's what you had to do. Period.
So if it was a 1,000 papers, it was $1,000.
No, it was $700 because.
I get it.
Yes, sir. The brother, how we make money is if we sell 1,000 papers, we keep 300 and 700 go to Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Now, when I was a kid between Harlem and LA, I saw a lot of Nation of Islam members that did a lot of security. Like I would see them do a lot of security. I would see them actually like on TV and stuff, especially like from. Was it Michael Jackson and stuff like that? They was doing.
Yeah. You're right, Michael Jackson. Yeah.
Were you like a part of that, or did you know anything that was a part of it? And how does that tie in like to the FOI and all that?
No, so I wasn't a part of that. I wasn't that high up on the totem pole. Those brothers who get those kind of, like in the 90s too, right? Like the late 80s, early 90s, the FOI, the Nation of Islam, used to get government contracts. I don't know if you know this. Just to get government contracts to secure, to do security in the inner cities, housing projects and stuff like that. Those contracts eventually got pulled, but that used to get government contracts. So if you were able to land a big fish like a Michael Jackson, or let's say if you was a celebrity, Fred, let me close the door. My kids and they're making all this damn noise, and they need to be in bed. Anyways, if you was like a big celebrity or something, Fred, you know what I mean, and we was able to land that contract with you somehow, because the FOI does do good security. I will say that now. I mean, the top fruit, those guys do really, really, really good security. You know what I mean? Like they really, really pay attention to detail and stuff like that. So, but I wasn't that high on the totem pole, to be honest with you. I did security for stuff like I was one of the brothers who helped secure Dr. Khaled whenever he came into the city of Miami or anywhere throughout the state of Florida. You'll find brothers that anytime there's a high official in the nation that will come in, all the fruit have to rally, if you can, to come do security for the brother. So we did do security for Dr. Khaled. I sat down and had conversations with Dr. Khaled in his hotel room in Sarasota for Juneteenth festivals. This was back in 93, 94, somewhere up in there. 1993 to be exact. So that's how that worked. But I never did security for a celebrity, brother, to be honest with you.
You said you had conversations with Khalid Muhammad. That's pretty interesting. You care to elaborate? How old were you at the time too?
Oh man, that's crazy. I was 19. I was 19. I was a teenager. So I got an interesting story about Dr. Khalid Muhammad. I'll never forget. Dr. Khalid had two sides of him. When he comes in, right, he would like if he come into a city, Dr. Khalid was like a real. If anybody know this story, they'll know. Dr. Khalid was a real ladies' man.
Mm-hmm.
He, like when he talked to women, and he was so sweet and so passive and yada 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 yada. We like, wait a minute, this when we see Khalid teach, Khalid is this jet black brother who was like Huey P. Newton / Nat Turner / he was tear your head off, you know what I mean, in debates and stuff like that. I thought, a lot of the young brothers was attracted to Khalid because he reminded us more of the physical, angry side and stuff like that. I can say me, like the guys who came in the nation around my time, we really loved Khalid. We really loved Khalid. You know what I mean? But the conversations I had with Khalid was I was just talking to him. He told me that he said, how long you been in the nation, brother? And I told him, and he asked me how I got introduced to Islam. And I told him my grandfather who he was. He said, oh, okay, your grandfather from New York, Harlem. Okay. I said, yeah. He told me that brother, asked me did I love the teachings. I told him yes sir. I do anything for the teachings, anything to push this program to help Minister Farrakhan. He said, okay, brother. It wasn't a long conversation. It wasn't nothing too detailed, but I remember those things. And he gave me some pointers about when I'm doing security for him, what he expects, how to flank him, what to look out for, keep my head on the swivel, stuff like that. And just things like that. That's all.
No, that's pretty dope. You had a chance to actually have a comment. I wish I could have had a chance to have a conversation with Malcolm, but that's pretty dope. And even Khalid, because I have friends now that knew Khalid Muhammad, and they tell me stories. You know what I mean about about your point, like he was real smooth.
Yeah. Hey, Fred, listen. Fred, I'm going to tell you, this is a true story. We are in Sarasota. This 1993. The Muslims were strong. The members of the Nation of Islam were strong at that time. Around that time, the Nation of Islam was strong as hell. They was deep, mosque everywhere, pretty much. It's nowhere like it. The way it is today is, it fell off tremendously. But back then, they were strong. So Khalid, it was his sister. She was a Christian. It was his sister. She was a dark-skinned woman. She was beautiful though. Khalid talked to her. She said a brother got killed by the police in Sarasota right a week before Juneteenth. In Sarasota back then, they used to have the Juneteenth festivals. Khalid came in. I got to tell you this. This is what I got to tell you. I want to get out of line. When you want to bring a high-ranking official in the Nation of Islam, the local mosque we would put money together and say, hey man, we want to bring Khalid in to come speak. Or if you want to bring Minister Farrakhan in, they'll tell you what their fee is. This is what we charge, or whatever the case may be, and they'll come in and speak. You got to pay them the money, of course. So Khalid sometimes used to have trouble getting all of his money. So Khalid came into Sarasota. I'm finna wrap it up. I ain't gonna be too long. He came into Sarasota. He met this sister, talked to the police chief. He asked him, could you please just come out to the speaking engagement? I would love to have you. I mean, I'm looking at Khalid. We looking at Khalid like, damn, is this the same dude? You know what I mean? He was so sweet and passive, and he was very charming. When they came out the next day, they saw a whole nother Khalid. This goddamn no good Peckerwood, the cracker, and yada yada yada. You know how Khalid talk. Such. You sat there, and it was a black police chief or something. He say, and what type of nigga you is? I don't know if he said nigga. I don't want to lie like that, but he said something of the sort. To allow something like this to happen to one of our brothers, and you got the audacity to show up here today, and Khalid ripped him. He invited them to come out. He was so passive and sweet, but then when they got there, it was like they saw a total different person, and he ripped them. And when in the NOI, when a high-ranking official was to come and do a speech, we always make sure that we're deep. We're in the audience. That's so anytime you say something, Fred, we're gonna be cheering. we gonna be roaring, make it look like you winning, even if you're losing. Yeah. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Like that. So Khaled ripped him, man. He ripped him, bro.
Wow.
And the lady ran out. She ran out screaming. It was two white people there.
Uh-huh.
And he went to talk about the blue-eyed Jesus and this and that, and this cracker's version, that cracker's version, the other cracker's version, and yada yada yada. Talk about the Bible and the King James version and the New World Order version and the International Testament version, all these different versions of the Bible. White lady ran out, right? She went to screaming, and Colin said, "Oh well, one down, one to go." You know what I mean? This is a true story, bro. This is a true story. And
but that's great to have that awareness as he's speaking, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really a skill to actually see only two white people want to walk out and say, Khalid was special. For me, he was like when I was younger and like how for me, you delve into like contemporary, and then you delve into like, man, I'm black, and you delve into contemporary pussy, money, and all that stuff. Then the next week you like Khalid, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I knew Khalid Muhammad before I actually knew Farrakhan, believe it or not.
Right, that's who I was more. That's who I'm more identified with, more so than Mr. Farrakhan. I looked at Mr. Farrakhan as a very holy brother. A lot of us back then we looked at Farrakhan as being this holy brother, and this is honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You know what I mean? And back then we would listen to a lot of rap music like Paris. Anyone who used to listen to rap back then, Paris from San Francisco, he was pro-black. Professor Griff. Public Enemy, of course, Ice Cube. That was the rap music. The conscious era was heavily Nation of Islam, 5% of influence. You know what I mean? So that kind of like shaped my mind as a youth. You know what I mean? I had a lot of, oh my God, Fred, you have no idea, brother. I was probably my mother, because my mother was racist as hell. I learned racism from my mother, but that was because of the experiences that she went through in life. You know what I mean? She was born in 1944. So I just had so much hatred in my heart at that time for just white people, the whole race of white people. You know what I mean? Because I was indoctrinated at a young age. And in the NOI, they teach you have to always keep fishing. Fishing means you keep recruiting. It's like sales. If you work in sales, you have to keep trying to bring customers in, because if you bring 10 or 15 or 20 customers in, 10 may if you bring 20 in, 10 may fall off, 5 may be kind of shaky, but you might have 5 strong ones that's going to financially take care of everything, be your strongest sales group. So in the nation, you got to keep fishing, and it's always good to get the youth, because the youth is very easy to manipulate. Me, I was a damn fool. I was very easy to manipulate, very, very easy. When I say easy, like you say the word, is done. You know what I mean? But go ahead, but that's it. But I'm glad I woke up out of that though.
Speak on you said, because I never heard this before. Like I didn't know chapters had to pay for like speakers to come. So similar to like when like a church in California says we want Dr. King to show up, they pay for them to come. Is it similar to that?
Oh yes, sir. Absolutely. No high-ranking official is coming to any city without being paid. And I'm glad you brought that up, brother, because keep me on track, Fred. Keep me on track, please, because by the way my mind operates, I be thinking ahead of time. So keep me on track. So back to Khaled. When Khaled came, he finished his speech. The mosque in Sarasota that brought him in, Khaled had his term sheet, what he wanted, how much money he wanted to get paid. So a lot of those brothers in Nation of Islam, they didn't get their money like that. They used to get part of the money, and then they're told, okay, we're gonna get half now, and then when we get here, it's like an artist, hey, send me my my down payment up front, my advance up front, and then when I get there, before I step on the stage, I want the rest of my money. Well, a lot of those brothers, they used to work on consignment. They say, okay, well, give me half now, then when I get there, we'll pay you the rest of the money. So once Khaled was there, he's supposed to get paid before he went on stage, but the mosque was like, okay, Khaled, we promise you we're going to get you the rest of your money. So they went ahead and Khaled did his speech, said what he had to say. They didn't have his money. So remember I told you his brother named Captain, Keith Muhammad. Well, we was all exes then. We wasn't Muhammad's. We was exes. So brother Keith X, my captain, at the time, And he was one of the biggest drug dealers in the city at the time as well. Have to interject that. And we all worked for him on the street. So and we was a raise money crew. We raised money. Farrakhan, we had to send money to headquarters, number 2 poor. But anyways, Khaled didn't get the rest of his money, so we had to cover down for that. So my captain was like, hey man, he was like, listen, brother, Khaled didn't get the rest of his money. He know I had some money because he was my supplier on the street. So he know I had money because he was selling me work and the other brothers work as well. This is a true story. And I have brothers who can vouch for me for this. So that's right now today. This is a true story. I'm not making this up. So he was like, man, I need $1,000 from you. College short, $5,000. So I gave him 1,000. No, actually, I gave him 1,000, and 3 other brothers came up with the rest of the money. And Keith, my captain, he threw some money in with it, and he took it to college. Now we didn't take it to college, but this is the type of brother he was. He'll be like, because he wanted to be seen so bad in the nation, and he wanted to be high-ranking official. He wanted to be known by Minister Farrakhan. So he did everything he could to be seen and known. So he was one of those type of brothers. So he took the rest of the money to Khaled, was like, yeah, brother Khaled, I'm the one made this happen for you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's what happened. But even though he didn't come up with all the money, it came from us. It came from a lot of the other brothers, but he would be the one that would be the one to give the money. Let's say I give it to you, Fred, and then you take it to DB or whoever it is, mm-hmm. and DB thinking, oh man, Fred came through for me, but it was really me and 2 other brothers. Yeah, so that's what happened.
Gotcha. So have you ever met Minister Farrakhan?
No, sir. I never met him personally.
Never met. But you've heard him speak quite a few times in person.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Absolutely. I heard him speak in Miami multiple times. I was on security detail in Chicago for him. I was in security detail in Atlanta in the 90s. I want to say like 93-ish, 94-ish. The Million Man March was in October 95. Right. Minister Farrakhan went on a Stop the Killing tour. And he had all the churches pretty much around America. Those black churches kind of helped make the Million Man March happen. To be honest with you, they really did. They played a vital role in it. A lot of people don't know that, but they played a vital role in it because Minister Farrakhan used to go to a lot of these churches and teach, and he taught out of the Bible. You know what I mean? He taught out of the Bible. And the Nation of Islam, we learned a lot out of the Bible. Mm-hmm. We learned a lot out of the Bible. That's how we was taught, out of the Bible. The Bible is considered the poison book. So if you want to resurrect your people, you got to go into the poison book, the book that they're familiar with, in order to raise them out of the grave they're in or whatever. That's how we was taught anyways. Me, I wasn't a spiritual brother. I'm more of a soldier, street soldier, whatever. Y'all can have the spirituality though. When it's time to make something happen, when it's time to make a move, let me know. That's pretty much what what's a lieutenant primary role is back in those days. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest with you. You know what I mean? So I can't speak for anyone else, but I'm saying the way I was trained, the way I was groomed, from all of the people who had a hand in teaching me from Rahman to Bia to Brother Musain to Captain Curtis to Brother Minister Van to Bernard Kushmir, aka Brother Jabril Muhammad out in Phoenix, Arizona. He's more on the spiritual side. He's the writer. That's how we was taught. You know what I mean? So what was the question again, Fred?
Oh, have you met Minister Farrakhan? But
no, sir. I never met him, but I done security for him in Atlanta. Quite a few of the Stop the Killing tours. By me being in the South, anytime the minister came to the Southern region, it was always encouraged. It was always promoted that brothers come together. No, the Southern region would be Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Texas. Texas pretty much like the Midwest. So, but the Southern region would be like the southeastern parts of the country. We'll come in and we come and do security. So, I never met. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I had Minister Farrakhan walk by me one time. Mm-hmm. Walked by me, this whole security detail. Mm-hmm. I'm like, damn, okay. He walked by me one time, but I never personally met him, had a conversation with him, to be honest with you.
Now, what was your take on Khalid Muhammad and Minister Farrakhan and Louis Farrakhan?
Um, Honestly, I'm being as honest with you as I possibly can. I love Dr. Khaled and I love Minister Farrakhan because, back then we used to watch a lot of VHS
Yeah,
tapes of
yeah.
Minister Farrakhan,
Uh-huh.
but the guy I was attracted to was Khaled
Uh-huh.
because he was more my character, so to speak. Just the way he taught, um, the physicality of his teaching, so to speak. Khaled was nothing to play with. He was very, very militant. Reminded me of my mom. My mom was very militant because she was a Black Panther. So my mom was in the Black Panthers, which indoctrinated me, and then you know that opened me up for the NOI. You know what I mean? So that was an easy transition. But I love Dr. Khaled, and a lot of the younger brothers love Dr. Khaled. When Dr. Khaled did his speech at King College, I think that was King College in Gainesville,
Yep.
and he said something that he's always said about, and I don't want to get the video struck, but you know what I mean.
Before you tell that story, I've never understood why he was annexed out of the Nation of Islam for that statement. I really don't grasp it. When I hear Malcolm speak, when I hear Elijah Muhammad speak, when I hear, you go on down the list, Farrakhan speak, it sounds pretty similar.
Yeah, very similar.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Minister Farrakhan's justification for silencing Dr. Khaled for 90 days was, and I remember this like it was yesterday. He said, although I agree with the truths that my brother Khaled spoke,
how he says it or something. Yeah,
I disagree with the manner in which he spoke it. Now, the crazy part about that is Khaled spoke in the manner that he always spoke since the 80s. All throughout the 80s and the 90s, he's always spoken that manner. Khaled didn't say anything different that he normally didn't say. So, but in the nation, we're taught to hear and obey. Minister Farrakhan is the leader. If whatever Minister Farrakhan says, that's what it is. We are to follow orders. So if there's a brother who was good like Dr. Khaled, and they would call it, he's not in good standings anymore. He's in bad standings. So in the nation back then, if a brother was in bad standings, no one in the nation can associate with that brother. So people who loved Khaled, once we found out that he was in bad standings, we had a decision to make. Farrakhan was the leader, not only the leader, but Farrakhan, we believe that he was the right-hand man to the messenger of Allah who's still alive on the spaceship, on the mothership, which is Elijah Muhammad. But that's a whole nother story. I'll tell you about that. That's crazy within itself. But that's what it was. So, a lot of brothers, some brothers was confused at that time, around that time when Dr. Khaled got silenced. So we just said, okay, he got silenced 90 days. After 90 days, he'll be back.
Sure.
But it didn't materialize that way. So why I heard a lot of different things, but I don't have firsthand information because I haven't talked to Minister Farrakhan myself. But a lot of the older ministers, like Minister Rahman, I had his phone number. Minister Bia down in Miami, Musain down in Miami, Captain Anthony, which was the captain of the Miami Mosque back then. I had access to all of the elders. You know what I mean? So I would get information from them, and that's it. So, but did I get it from Minister Farrakhan? No, I didn't.
Yeah, that's always trivial to me. No matter how much I try and make sense of it, he sounds just like Malcolm when he's talking about Jews. He sounds just like him, man, real similar, except Malcolm used the word white, or devil,
right?
But you know what I did notice, and I don't know how much information you know about this, and but the Black Caucus came down on him as it pertains to that, and Senate representatives came down on him, and him being Louis Farrakhan, and they were going to strip him of those contracts that you spoke of.
Yeah, those government contracts.
Yeah, those government contracts that you spoke of. It's actually in I got to get it. It's actually in some Senate readings. They were going to strip him of the of government funding, and then a year later, he denounced him on TV. I think it was Barbara Walters or something like that. He had a exclusive. Right. Was that with Barbara Walters?
I think it was either Barbara Walters or Phil Donahue. It was one of those.
One of them. One of them.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
of them. And then a year later, because that was like 93, 94-ish, right?
Yep, yes,
and
sir.
then a year later, he had the Million Man March. The Million Man March would not have happened, I believe. Well, I mean, it's pretty easy. You can read the Senate minutes.
You're right. You're right.
If he had not denounced Khalid Muhammad on that day, the October of 95 would have never happened.
Yes, sir. I totally I didn't understand it then, but as I ended up, like, as you know, I left the nation. When I left the nation, I started doing a whole lot of research and studying. And those Senate hearings that you was talking about, I realized that. And I'm like, oh, okay, it was a lot of, because in the nation, I'm gonna just be honest with you, man. It's like everybody, like all of the fruit, we supposed to be like one monolithic group of people. We all supposed to think alike. We all supposed to move alike. You know what I mean? So a fruit is FOI, what they teach you. You hear and obey. You don't ask no questions. Whatever the leader tell you to do, or whatever your subordinate, not just subordinate, but whatever your local leadership tell you to do, local ministers, you hear and obey. You don't ask no questions. You just follow orders, and that's what we did. So, but I didn't know that. Brother. It's a lot that you know. I didn't even know that, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I've done a lot of research because I only want to speak in truth. You know what I mean? So when they come after me, I got a few projects I'm working on. So when they come after me, I just like, choop, 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 choop. You know what I mean? Here's the artifacts. Here's the primary evidences. And it is what it is. And when did you start to raise eyebrows as it pertains to question the Nation of Islam, or did it take time?
Oh, I'm gonna tell you right now. Okay, when you first join the nation, you have to write your letter to Chicago. It's a handwritten letter that you have to write, that you have to copy verbatim. Now, this letter is supposed to be in the handwriting of Elijah Muhammad for the laborers or something like that sort. And the closer you can get to, I guess it's kind of like a Shahada letter or whatever the case may be, as it relates to Islam.
Sure.
Because the Nation of Islam has nothing to do with Islam at all. But that's a whole nother story. If something like that. Once they accept your letter, then you get your X. I got my letter passed March 12th, 1992. It was one of the happiest days of my life. I thought I was a part of something special. Like, oh, boy, got my X, boy. I got my X. You know what I mean? But what was the question again, Fred?
Oh, when did you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you. You got to keep me on point, Fred. Keep me on point.
Okay.
My letter passed 92. I started asking questions about it didn't take long, Fred. I'll be honest, it didn't take long. Probably like maybe 5 years, maybe like 4 years. It didn't take long because a lot of stuff was happening. Brothers was going to jail. Brothers who used to do certain things to raise money. I just say that if you're a brother from around that time, if you was taught by the first resurrection, those brothers got it down. If you do any research, there was them brothers was serious. You know what I mean? They did what they had to do in order to raise money. So we admired those brothers so much because we was taught by them. So basically, a lot of the older brothers of the nation, the ones who I came up around, and the ones who was sharing that wisdom with me and taught me, and help teach the brothers around us, we kind of got indoctrinated with that same militant, go-getter, go make it happen mentality. Just don't bring shame to the nation. You know what I mean? So when brothers started going to jail, and then I started catching cases myself, and then I realized, wait a minute, man, I ain't no legal fund. There's no benefits. Brothers going to jail, and people ain't looking out. We making all these sacrifices, but then when you get caught up in the jam, is we holler at you. So that's when I started asking questions, and I'm like, wait a minute, man, this ain't making no sense to me. You know what I mean? Because when I was in the street, Fred, I don't know how it was where you from, but on my block where I was from, my neighborhood, if a brother got caught up in the jam, the brothers on the street, we would put money together. Okay, Fred locked up. Your mom will come around or your sister will come around, Fred locked up. Oh yeah, well, what his bond is? We need to raise $10,000. 10 brothers will give 10 brothers are put together. 10 brothers will give your sister or your mom $1,000 a piece to go bond him out. In the NOI, it ain't none of that. You get caught in the jam, that you're on your own. Just don't bring shame to the nation of Islam. You know what I mean? So um, when that started going down, that's when I started asking questions. And I started feeling some type of way because, in the NOI, they teach you that your word is your bond. Before you fail your word, you give your life. I took that very seriously. If I said I was going to do something, Fred, I did it. I took that to a T. You see what I'm saying? But the brothers that I had around me, them brothers they didn't live by that same code. They preached that, but they didn't live by that same code. So I started noticing that. When I started noticing that, Fred, and I started noticing them catching cases and other brothers catching cases and doing time, and ain't nobody there for them, and people moving on like, the hell with you. You know what I mean? We'll see you when you get out, brother, and all that stuff there. That's when I started asking a whole lot of questions. When I started asking critical questions, my grandfather used to tell me, brother, you kind of pushing it a little bit, brother. Brother, you look like your faith getting kind of shaky. I'm like, nah, man, I'm asking questions, bro. Like, brother minister, that's how I talk to my grandfather. I'm asking questions. This ain't adding up to me. We don't did all these sacrifices and we ain't seen no benefit. I ain't seen no return on nothing. I don't got beat out of money by Jabril Muhammad out there in Arizona. Hustled out of money from that brother. I don't got hustled out of money from this brother. And it was there was these old cats from the first resurrection. And brother, this ain't adding up. You're like, what kind of, your word's supposed to be bond. You saying that you told me everything I wanted to hear in order to get my money. Said we want to help Minister Farrakhan and we want to do this and do that. And then when you get our money, it's something totally different. This is what they don't tell you. You see what I'm saying? Listen, any brother in the nation right now, I know, especially if you're a young brother, I get it. Your job is to defend the teachings of the NOI. I get that. I understand it very well. I was in it 24 and a half years. I was not active for 24 and a half years, but I still held on to the teachings. I still believed it, whatever the case may be. But I was active for like 10 and a half years strong. And then I just said, man, you know what? I'm not going to no more mosque anymore. I'm going to just listen to the leader, Minister Farrakhan. We called him the leader in the nation when I was in it. I'm just going to listen to the leader. I'm not dealing with no more local leadership. That's when I started waking up. That's when I started asking questions.
Now, you said that you caught cases. Did you actually do time?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Me and a whole bunch of us.
Oh, okay. And were all those brothers a part of your mosque or temple?
Some of them were, but some of them wasn't. Some of them used to just come through periodically. But like my crew, because I had like 25 brothers like under me at the time. I'm gonna send you a picture, bro, where you can see everybody. You're gonna be like, oh, okay. You can see how young I was. But yeah, some of us was, because all of us came from the street. We bro, basically, we were just some street dudes, bro, to be honest with you. We were just some street guys. Was happy to be a part of a movement that we thought, that was good at the time. But then, thanks to brothers like Ice Cube and Public Enemy and Chuck D and Paris and, a lot of that stuff was going on. The rap music and stuff was very influential on us too. And, brothers like Dr. Khaled was teaching, and, Q was talking about Dr. Khaled Muhammad. If you listen to the Lethal Injection album, stuff, music like that played a big part on us. And Public Enemy, it takes a nation of millions to hold us back. It was another, they made like 3 albums, that just really, so it was, the rap music and the nation was kind of like married together at that time, the conscious movement. So that helped influence us a lot. But we was some go-getters, bro. We were some go-getters. If you ask anybody, if you talk to any elder about the first resurrection of the nation, those brothers who were born in the 20s and 30s, you'll hear some stories, bro. Like, them brothers was serious. Mm-hmm. Them brother was, go ahead.
Do you want to take any questions?
Yeah, I can take any questions. Yeah,
okay. I'll open up the phone lines. Yeah. And so, how does any
question you want to ask me?
How does that work? How does the backwards movement go? Like, now you're not in. Like, now you're you're now questioning the Nation of Islam. How does that work?
Well, it's kind of conflicting. It's kind of conflicting because the thing is in the Nation, you're taught just to hear and obey. When I was in the Nation, I don't know what's going on now. So I don't know what's going on now. I have no idea. I have, I'm not. I know brothers a lot of the brothers who I knew that was in it, they Sunni Muslims now. They practice Orthodox Islam. They have nothing to do with the Nation of Islam anymore. They're done. A lot of those brothers left. You know what I mean? There's a couple that's still trying to hang on, but a lot of those brothers left. But what's the question again, Fred?
What are some of the things that you did that, if you guys want to call in, I'm not sure if DB want to call in, but he's definitely more than welcome to call in. What were some of the things that you started questioning, like as it pertains to, like, if it's real or not? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me. Now I'm fixing to ruffle some feathers. I'm fixing to ruffle some feathers, but I have to do it. When I first came into the Nation, there was a picture. I got to go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, go ahead. He'll hold the caller hold. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I used to question, like, who is this white dude right here? Well, my words was, who is this cracker? Because they had a picture of Farad Muhammad, which looked white, the white man, Elijah Muhammad, and Farrakhan. That's supposed to represent the Trinity at the time. This 92, 93, 94 at the time. So we was always taught that, this is Allah and the person of Master Farad Muhammad. Now I didn't study no Orthodox Islam. I knew nothing about the real Islam. I didn't know anything about that, really. You know what I mean? We was taught to stay away from that. Nation of Islam is this is Allah's religion, specifically put together for black people in America. And I just took it and ran with it, and it sounded good and stuff like that. So that was my first question. Then the second question was, I just started asking questions about just different things, because we was taught that Elijah Muhammad, because I didn't really know a whole lot about I didn't have no connection really to Elijah Muhammad like that, Fred, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I used to listen to his speeches and stuff, but I couldn't get into him because it's like he had a speech impediment problem. I'm like, who was I didn't get it. But Farrakhan was a really good talker, very articulate, very charming. And black people, we love articulation. If you can talk real good and able to articulate words. So I was more into Minister Farrakhan, and then of course Dr. Khalid. But we was taught that, hey man, America gonna be destroyed. America gonna be destroyed. Elijah Muhammad, he's not dead. He didn't die in 1975, contrary to what his family said. They the one buried their father, perfumed the body, and wrapped him up. But Farrakhan, he got that from Brother Jabril Muhammad out in Arizona. That was the one who put that in Minister Farrakhan's head. We was taught that Elijah Muhammad was alive on the spaceship, aka the mothership, and America was going to be destroyed. And I've been hearing this like every 5 years for from 1990 to 95. Then the Million Man March, we thought it was going to be set off then. That didn't happen. Then 2000 came, we thought it was going to be set off then, and that didn't happen. And next thing you know, the white man's still here. America's still here. It hasn't been destroyed by no ships. Elijah Muhammad is, I guess he's waiting on the right time to come back. He's up there with Farad Muhammad. And I would ask him all kind of questions. Like, man, I said, man, this ain't making no sense. So let me get this straight. I say, everybody dies that I know of. I have family members that died, Fred. My mother passed away in 1999. She ain't coming back. My grandfather passed away. He ain't coming back. I've never known anyone to pass away and come back. But you're telling me that this one guy, Elijah Muhammad, he was able to escape death, and he went to an undisclosed location and got beamed up on a spaceship. So I started asking questions about, let's say I'm going to run with this for a minute. You say that he's alive on a spaceship. Okay, how did he get out of the hospital? How did he get out of Mercy Hospital from around all that security? Explain that to me. And I used to ask Jabril Muhammad this. I used to ask Rahman this. They could never explain it. They could never explain it. Because he had to leave the hospital. You say he's not alive. You say he's alive. He's on a spaceship, on the mothership.
Sure.
How did he get out of the hospital?
Mhm.
Who body that was that got buried? You see what I'm saying? None of these questions are being answered. Can be answered. None of them. So that's when I really started getting really suspicious. And then just a whole lot of contradictory stuff. And a lot of brothers you talk to about that, they'll deflect and go to something else.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah, we got our first call. 727. What's up?
Can you hear me good?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Bryce from last night.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Back to the beginning, Coach. We were both kind of confused, but I think you got it. Did you say if there was 1,000 newspapers and you sold all 1,000, you'd get 300 or you get 700?
We get 300 and 700 has to go to headquarters in Chicago. It has to go to the headquarters. Headquarters would be, the Chicago main mosque. And then we also used to have to, every mosque had to pay the number 2 poor. Well, every member has to pay the number 2 poor. For guys who don't know what the number 2 poor is, that's money that goes directly to Farrakhan.
Oh,
So we have to send 10% of our earnings. Let's say we had a job working for the white man or whoever we work for, 10% of that money has to go to Chicago. All the believers have to send 10% of your earnings to headquarters, on top of if you sell the Final Call newspaper, on top of if there's any events like Savior's Day, if you can show up, you're going to have to give, raise money, to get to these places. It's a lot, but yes, sir. You sell 1,000 papers, you keep 30% of it, and 70% has to go to Chicago.
Oh, all right. I got it now.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate. Is that it? That's all you got?
Yeah. That's,
all right. Appreciate you. Thanks, Bryce. Thanks for tuning in 2 days in a row. Appreciate you.
Oh, I'm going to tune in every night you're on.
All right. Appreciate you. You got a bedtime, man. You know that, right? 10 o'clock is your bedtime. Appreciate you, Bryce. All right.
My parents are already asleep. My brother's already asleep. I got it.
All right. Appreciate you. He just found the channel last night, coincidentally, man. And he found it because of the Jake Paul. We did a review show last night. Yeah, yes, that's the question that I have. And people think that I'm on this witch hunt. I'm not on a witch hunt at all. It's just that when you're in search of the truth, it unfolds so much. You understand? Like if you say the Million Man March, the government allowed Farrakhan to do the Million Man March, but if I show people the Senate minutes, they're going to say, oh, it's not real. It's not. They were going to strip him of all that money the government was getting and the contract to teach in the prisons as well.
Yes, sir.
He's had a 20-year contract. This century, they've had a contract with teaching Islam in the prisons.
Well,
they get $400,000 a year. Close to $400,000 a year.
No, you're right in exact. A lot of those ministers used to go into the prisons and teach the Nation of Islam doctrine. Mm-hmm. I used to always get checked by when I was in the belly of the beast, and stuff like that. When I was in the belly of the beast in the feds, you really learn the real Islam. Mm-hmm. Nation of Islam and Orthodox Islam is 2 different things. Nation of Islam is more of a black nationalistic group. You know what I mean? Pretty much black nationalism is pretty much like an advocacy. You know what I mean? Or support for unity, kind of like for political self-determination for black people. Especially in the form of a separate black nation. So when you listen to the pure definition of what black nationalism is and look at Nation of Islam, that's what it is. Mm. It's black nationalism. That's all it is. Has nothing to do with Islam at all. It may take some things from Islam, like the 5 pillars of faith, say your prayers, but we don't even say the prayers right. You know what I mean? Like the regular, like Islam does, or the 5 pillars of faith. Nation of Islam, they teach you, hey man, there's no God but Allah, Muhammad is his messenger. But in the nation, you're taught that, there's no God but Allah, who appeared in the personage of Master Farad Muhammad, the great Mahdi, as Minister Farrakhan would say, and the most honored Elijah Muhammad is Allah's last messenger. Mm. So if you profess with your tongue to believe that, meaning if you've been indoctrinated to believe that, and if you wake up later on down the line and realize that's a lie, and you was to think differently from that, then you will be considered a hypocrite. Now, if you know anything about Islam, and I've studied it with the shout out to my Sunni brothers, Orthodox Muslim brothers, the Quran, I read the Quran like 25, 30 times. And in the Quran, it teaches that the hypocrite is one who believes that professes that there's no God but Allah, and Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad, not Elijah Muhammad, is his messenger. And you profess that, but you don't believe that in your heart. That's a hypocrite. It doesn't say that if you say you believe that Master Farad Muhammad, which is shirk, is Allah in the person of a man, and Elijah Muhammad is the messenger. If you say you believe that and then turn around and don't believe it, you're a hypocrite. The Quran don't say that, but the Nation of Islam teaches that. It's like they conflict the two. And if you are a young naive brother like myself and a lot of the other brothers who I came up around, and you're not studious and you just go by what these elders teach you, because a lot of those elders indoctrinated us into this stuff, to be honest with you. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, because when I look at the Nation of Islam, I see it as more like life coach lessons. Like, I don't see it as a religion. I see like how you eat, how you should dress, how you manage your well-being, the upkeeping of your physical self.
Yes, sir.
Creating a nation within your community where you support one another, and from business, from creating
commerce and stuff like that.
That's a better term.
Yeah. That's nothing wrong with that. That's black nationalism.
Yeah. Hold, we got another call. We got another 202. What's up?
Yeah, I wanted to ask the brother, what has Orthodox Islam ever done for the black community?
What do you mean? What has Orthodox Islam ever did for the black community? In what aspect?
Because I see you speaking on the different Islam with the nation, and Orthodox Sunni Islam, and I wanted to ask you, what has Sunni Islam, Orthodox Islam, ever done for the black community, as far as resurrecting the black man or black woman?
As it relates to the resurrecting the black man or black woman, the Orthodox Islam has not done anything in that aspect. Islam, if you choose to go that route with Orthodox Islam or whatever, I think it's for the individual. If that's your faith and that's what you want to believe in and you study, then what it does for you on a personal note, that's what it does for you on a personal note. Now, as it relates to a specific teaching that's designed to resurrect the black man and woman in America, that's more black nationalism. Then I think the Nation of Islam would probably be more in line with that, if that's what you're referring to. But as it relates to your question, Orthodox Islam, what has they done specifically for black people in America as a whole? I would say nothing that I know of. But it's a choice. Like whatever you choose, whatever path you choose to go down, if you choose to help better yourself, whatever path you choose to go down, brother, that's what path you choose to go down as it relates to that. But to answer your question, Orthodox Islam hasn't done anything specifically for black people in America as a whole. To answer your question.
Yeah, because I mean, me myself always looked at the nation as probably one of the best organizations in America as far as uplifting black men and women in America, and Orthodox Islam being more of a cultural Arabic type cultural type thing. You know what I mean? I feel like the nation has been one of the better organizations for our people in America as far as waking us up. That's that's my opinion.
Yeah, yes, sir. And to interject on that, if that's the way you feel, brother, and that's how you feel, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not here to deter anyone from joining the Nation of Islam. You have to figure out what's best for you. And if you feel like the nation is what's best for you, that's the path you should go down. If you feel like the church is what's best for you, that's the path you should go down. It's all subjective. You see what I'm saying? I can't sit here and tell you what's the right way, what's the wrong way. I can just tell you, hey, man, this is my experiences. This is what I went through. It didn't work for me. I lost going that way. I got used and abused going that way. I did time going that way. I got manipulated going that way. I'm not saying that'll happen to you. I'm just saying that a lot of the brothers who I came up around, that's what happened to us. And a lot of brothers who came before me in the first resurrection, from the brothers who taught me, from Rahman to Hussein to Jabril Muhammad. Well, not Jabril, but a lot of those brothers in the street, brothers in the first resurrection, the brothers who were born in the 30s and 40s, and I'm 47. You know what I mean? Those brothers told me
Right,
some
yeah,
serious
man.
stories. Those brothers told me some real serious stories, and I could just, I could tell you that, whatever path you choose to go down, my brother, just keep your eyes open. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Just keep your eyes open. That's all I can say to you.
Okay, thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate being able to talk to you, bro.
Yes, sir. You too.
Appreciate you. All right, well, I'm gonna go to the B-mins. We got a couple B-mins, and then we'll get to the calls again. Go ahead, Kyle. What's up? Kyle. All right, we'll come back to Kyle. Khalik, Master Khalik.
Yes,
go ahead.
sir. Can I be heard?
Yeah, very much so.
All right, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, brother. How about
All
yourself?
right. Peace to the host and peace to you, brother. Where I come from, man, I hear what you're saying. I hear all the problems that you have with the nation and all that. But what I want to explain to you is this: Master Farad Muhammad came and taught us that the black man is God in the 1930s, where we was Jim Crow, fresh out of slavery. Everything was, we was completely disenfranchised. He came and taught us that the black man is God. Get up and do for self. Nobody has ever came and taught us that. Nobody. These teachings changed my life completely. Everybody can accept those teachings, okay? Because we live in a religious state of mind. So we have to be able to take these lessons and take the good from the lessons. It's up to the people to fall in love with the religious aspect of it. But that's because you taking you going out the frying pan into the pot. You know what I'm saying? So it's up to us to take the lessons and internalize those. Of course, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, came and taught religion because he was a religious person. But if you deal with the lessons, man, it's all about how you internalize it. It's not religious. He came and taught us that the black man is God, man. There's no other teaching on earth ever that's been that powerful. For somebody to teach you that you God, that you got to get up and you got to go and do this, nobody's going to do it for you. Those are the lessons that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us from his teacher, W.D. Farad. So if people get caught up in the religious aspect on it, that's them. Because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he was a religious man, but he was a builder. You can't take nothing from the most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. It hasn't been a black man in our history that showed and proved like the most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He showed and proved it, and he built nations from that. I come under the teachings of the 5% nation from my father, Allah, who manifested. He was the first to manifest that he was Allah. W.D. Farad didn't come and say he was Allah. He came and said, I'm your brother. In our lessons, it teaches that he's the prophet. So W.D. Farad didn't come to us and lie to us. He came and said, I'm your brother. Matter of fact, he called the black man his uncle. He said, my uncle was brought over here 379 years ago from the trader, the slave trader. He never called himself God. He never called himself God. So if people get caught up in what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught, that's on them because they didn't get the message. They don't know the lessons. But in the 5% nation of gods and earths, we know the lessons. He said that my uncle was brought over here. We the gods, man. He came and taught us that we never heard nothing like that before. We didn't even know that we was the original people of the planet Earth. Until W.D. Farrar came and taught us that. We can't throw him away. We can't throw the most honorable Elijah Muhammad away. Yeah, religion. I'm not about religion. I don't do religion. I internalize the lessons, God. And he said that the black man is God. You never heard a teaching like that till this day. Until this day, you've never heard a teaching like that. That the black man is God. You God. You need to get up and do for self. That's what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us.
You want to let him respond to?
Go ahead.
Because you're going to, you're being repetitive, not being disrespectful, but
indeed.
Yeah, appreciate you, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, so what I was saying was everything you're repeating, brother, is everything that I was taught in the Nation of Islam. So I know exactly where you're coming from with the lessons. I'm very familiar with the English C lessons. I'm very familiar with the general orders. I'm very familiar with the restricted laws. I'm very familiar and well versed with the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. Trust me, I understand everything about Master Farad Muhammad, the man who Elijah Muhammad said who taught him. Elijah Muhammad said that Farad Muhammad was God in the person. This is what Elijah Muhammad said. I have all of the lessons, every last one of them, to this day.
Pardon me 1 second, God. Do you remember? Do you understand what that means when he said this was God in person? Do you understand what that means? Well, matter of fact, pardon me. What's your understanding of what that means?
Well, basically, my understanding at the time was, okay, this is God that's walking amongst us in the flesh, as though the Christians believe that Jesus. Well, I don't want to say that. I don't want to generalize all Christians. And I don't want to generalize everybody in the Nation of Islam. But I would just say for me, the way I internalized that was, this is Allah in the person of a man. This is how I was taught. This is God who walked amongst us. And what we was taught was Farad Muhammad came and he taught Elijah Muhammad for 3.5 years. This is what Elijah Muhammad said. This is what he said out of it. This is what he said now. He said that according to his words, that Farad Muhammad taught him for 3.5 years. Can't sleep in the morning to can't sleep at night. Taught him even he was sleeping. I know all of the lessons, brother. Trust me.
So can I say this real quick, brother?
Go ahead.
I contribute that to your misunderstanding because W.D. Farrar never came and said he was none of the things that most honorable Elijah Muhammad said he was.
You're right about that. I'm not disagreeing with that.
So he never came and said he was these things. Now, for me, God, what I see when the most honorable Elijah said this is Allah in the person, you got to look at the phrase. This is Allah in the person. This is God in the person. He's coming up. This is a God coming to teach us that the black man is God. That's
what does that mean? What does that mean, brother?
Look,
what does God in the person mean?
What that means
teach me. Maybe you can teach me something.
Okay, what that means is, who is the original man? The original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, father of civilization, God of the universe.
Says who?
That was the question from W.D. Farrar to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And the most honorable Elijah Muhammad answered that question based on the knowledge that he got from W.D. Farrar. So W.D. Farrar never came and said he was God. He came and said that the black man is God. So we can't get caught up on the most honorable Elijah Muhammad's religious beliefs. We need to look at the lessons. What does the lessons tell us? The lessons tell us that the black man is God. The lessons don't say nothing about W.D. Farrar being God. It says that God is W.D. Farrar's uncle.
Brother, brother, listen. You preach it to the choir. I understand exactly what you're saying. I think you think that I'm I guess trying to bash the nation or whatever. I'm not. I'm just stating what I was taught, what I learned. I'm just trying to show you the contradictions in it.
But it's about what you understand, God.
I understand. Yes, sir. I understand that, brother. So all I'm saying is you said that the Nation of Islam gave life, it saved your life. I think something of that sort.
I said the teachings from
yes,
W.D. Farrar to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad saved my life.
How old are you, brother?
I understood that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad was a religious man. He was raised by a pastor. His father was a pastor. He was raised in the Bible. Like he was raised with these religious beliefs. So it's not far-fetched that he would still hold on to these beliefs. But he met a man. He met a man that helped him build a nation.
Right, brother. I get exactly. Trust me, I know exactly. Can I ask how old are you, brother?
I'm 42.
All right, you 5 years younger than me. Again, it's all subjective. It's all subjective. If the teachings of the Nation of Islam has done wonders for you, then I'm happy for you, brother. That's you need to stay with the Nation of Islam until you to the end of time. If that's what works for you, continue to work with it.
Well, just to give you a real quick breakdown. No, I don't believe in the religious teachings of the Nation of Islam. Me and my, like I told you, I come from the 5% nation of gods and earths.
Yes,
But
sir.
I come, we come from the Nation of Islam. Like everything we know come from those lessons.
Yeah,
So
Clarence
I
13 X
had to
started.
grow.
He
I
was in
had
the
to
Nation.
grow. I had to
Clarence
grow from
13 X
those.
was in the Nation of Islam. He started at 5%. Finish.
No. You
Was it
you
Clarence
missing what I'm
13 X?
saying. You miss
Go
what
ahead.
I'm saying. When I first got the knowledge, it came from the Nation of Islam. Okay, and I couldn't. And I was going through what you're going through because I'm hearing, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad say that this man is God, and but I stayed fast to the lessons and I studied the lessons.
Right.
And I see that W.D. Farrar never said he was God. I don't care about what the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad believed or any of that. He gave us the lessons, man, for us to figure it out on ourselves, on our own, for us to figure
I,
it out for ourselves.
yes, sir.
So,
I totally agree with that, brother. I'm
yes,
not
sir.
disagreeing with you. I'm not
Yes, sir.
disagreeing with you at all. I'm just saying that your understanding and understanding of the lessons and what's being taught is conflicting. That's all I'm saying. I'm not.
And
I'm,
I'm not disagreeing with you on that because the Nation of Islam has a very, very religious aspect, and it almost can confide with Christianity and stuff like that. Like it's a lot of brothers in the nation that actually believe that some mothership is gonna come save us and all of that, and
I was
I
one of them.
understand that. I
I was
understand it.
one
But
of
if
them.
we stay if we stay fast to the teachings, that's what I'm saying, brother. If we study the teachings, if we all had the teachings, and that's why the Father, Allah, the first person to claim he was Allah since the teachings even came, if we stay fast to the understanding of that man and the understanding of the lessons, then we won't fall victim to any of that spooky stuff. Because all that spooky, the mothership and all that's spooky stuff.
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
deal with none of that.
Yeah,
You know what
absolutely.
I'm saying? But
There's a
if
lot
we
of spooks
stay
under the
fast to
nation.
the lessons, man, if we stay fast to the lessons, man, come on, man. Nobody in America ever knew that the black man was the original man until the W.D. Farrar brought it, and then science backed it up.
What science?
Biological science.
Okay. All right. Okay,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah, biological science backed that up. That the black man is the original man of the planet Earth. And but the first time we ever heard that came from W.D. Farrar.
Okay.
So I think is, brother, we need to stop getting caught up in the messenger, and let's study the message. Let's study the lessons. Let's not get caught up in the message. Now I love the messenger. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm not going to go for any disrespect of the messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'm not going to go for no disrespect of the honorable Minister Farrakhan, even though I don't agree with everything they teach, but I understand that they are religious people. You understand? But these are my forefathers. But they might have their own religious belief. But if we study the lessons, man, if we study the lessons, we will understand what W.D. Farrar brought.
Yes, I understand. I understand your point on your point, brother. I really do. I'm not in the nation anymore, so I'm that's still packed away in the box.
So so
But
so 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 do you still understand that the black man is the original man?
brother, I'm not brother. I don't believe none of that stuff. I'm just
So
being
so
honest with you.
so
I
who's
don't,
the first man on the planet, brother?
brother. I'm not even here to even here to have that discussion with you, sir. All I'm saying is it's very subjective.
So you
That's
don't know?
if that's no, sir. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is
So,
this here,
but I'm no. I asked you a specific question, brother. Who is the first people on the planet Earth?
brother. I have no idea.
He
Okay,
answered. He said he don't know. He says no idea.
I have no
he don't
idea,
know.
brother. I know what was taught from the Nation of Islam. That's their teaching.
Well,
I
forget
get
the
that.
Nation of Islam. Let's deal with science. Do you
Okay,
know?
well,
Do
brother.
you know biological science?
Yes, I know biological science, but the science
Okay.
that you have seen, that you say that you know that for a fact, who is the original people? That's the science that you saw. I haven't seen that science, so I can't speak on that or
So
bear
you don't
witness
know
to
what. So you
anything.
don't know. So you don't know where Homo sapiens started at. You don't
No,
know where
sir.
Homo erectus started at. You don't know where you don't know where Australopithecus man was found. Like you don't know about the Naledi people. Like you don't know any of this.
Sir, brother, I've heard a lot of that stuff. Listening to my brother Unc from the Armor Raw Squad, talking
Oh,
to him
that's
and
my
stuff like
man.
that.
That's my
But
man.
those brothers they're real sharp through the, those brothers they're real sharp. But if you ask me, do I know personally? Have I studied it and done research
Nah,
myself?
that's not what I'm
No,
asking you, brother. I'm
no.
asking you about your knowledge. Like what, like
Well,
far as
my
far as your
knowledge,
knowledge go, brother.
my
I'm not
knowledge.
asking you. Are you a? I'm not
Hear me
asking you.
out.
Are you a?
Well, hear me out, brother. Hear me out.
Yes, sir.
My knowledge would come from what I have studied on my own. If I
Okay.
haven't done the research on my own, now once I do the research myself, and then I come to that conclusion, then I can speak upon that as I can speak in the know because I've done the research myself. I've
Well,
heard
God,
other brothers teach it.
I only asked you the extent of your knowledge. You can't tell me the extent of your knowledge.
Got one more question. One more
Go
question.
ahead, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. So you okay? To summarize your question, brother, about who's the original man, I have no idea.
Okay.
That answer your question.
Hey, that's peace, man. And I appreciate you, man, for letting me call in and giving
All
me
the
this
time.
time.
All
And
the
I
Yes, sir.
appreciate talking to you too, brother.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it. Kyle, you ready?
Peace.
Like you can hear me. I'm giving you the heads up though. Appreciate you calling. Thank you. Thank you
Yes,
for
sir. Take it easy, brother.
Kyle, you ready? Kyle ain't ready, man. I'm gonna have to beam him out. I think his thing is broken.
He might be having an issue with his phone line.
Yeah.
His line Fred.
I'll open up the phone lines again too if they want to.
Fred, I can give you about 10 more minutes.
You got
I get 10 more minutes, brother. Definitely. I'm gonna call you anyway. So
yeah, I just think that people are so afraid to go outside their boundaries. And I'll tell you my story. I was raised in the church. My pastor ran off with the pianist. My pastor was married to my aunt, my biological aunt. Ran off with the pianist. And I'm like, and I got like 18, 19 years old. And then you think back, I'm like, hold the fuck up. My pastor ran off with the pianist. And he was preaching God every night. Gee, we had you had evangelists. I mean, those whatever you have, Bible study, all that. Man, I'm like, hold up. These are mortal men. These are mortal men that we're placing in God like. Ain't no man God. And people are so afraid. People are so afraid to say this person's wrong, this person's right, because they taught them a life lesson.
Right.
That baffles me. That baffles the hell out of me. That baffles that people can say I'm wrong in the barbershop, but you can't say Farrakhan is wrong in the temple. I don't understand that. That's beyond my own understanding. I think we're all mortal. I think I think you take what's good out of Frederick, you take what's good out of you take what's good out of AP Trader, the Majestic, and that's how you create your moral compass to get through this thing called life. I don't think, me personally, this is me, I don't think there's one quote unquote religion. I don't believe that. I think God is like water. He can take on any form. He can take on any shape. You know what I mean? God is what decision you're going to make in that moment. That's God. God ain't this esoteric construct to me. Right.
No, right. And I totally see exactly where you're coming from. And I totally line up with that myself. Mm-hmm. What I tell people is this: it's three things I don't discuss, especially with black people. Mm-hmm. Me being black myself, because I know how crazy I was. Mm-hmm. Sports, politics, and religion. You notice when I talk to someone, the brother called in, I'm always going to try to stay calm because I understand. I heard his passion in his voice. He reminds me of me. He really reminds me of me when I was younger. He reminds me of me 20 years ago, 25 years ago. You know what I mean? He reminds me a lot of me, and I understand his passion. Again, I always say it's all subjective. Mm-hmm. I want everybody to hear this. It's all subjective. If this is the way you feel about a certain subject matter or a topic or religion, then if that's what's working for you, that's what worked for you. Right. Your job is not to try to convince me on what you believe. Your job is to take what you believe, use that to change your life, to better your life, to help take care of you and your family. if those teachings from Farad Muhammad or Elijah Muhammad or whatever Muhammad, if those teachings help change your life and it help make your life for the better, man, what do you 5% or NOI, Al Islam, Sunni Muslim, whatever, roll with it till the wheels fall off. It's not for me. I've been there, done that. And there's nothing that no one can say that's going to change my mind. And there's nothing that I'm going to say that's going to change your mind. If that's what worked for you, that's what worked for you. It's all subjective.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No, I couldn't agree more. Like, I don't think Christianity is perfect. A man has to see, people go to church and expect a man or woman to be God for 3 hours. That's what they say. They sit there and they look up at him. Oh, he's perfect. He's saying nothing but the truth. So they think like that's their life. They think like after church, they're God Monday through Saturday. They do. Like they do. They think that about Farrakhan. They do. They think that about Pastor Blake. They think that you can go to any religion, any imam. You can any religion. They say, "Oh man, this guy is perfect, man. He can't do no wrong." But if he lies, oh no, see what you mean, brother. You could. If I say Minister Williams out of Missionary Baptist Church, see what he meant to say, brother, was this. Or you can say it about members of Nation. Well, what he meant to say was this. Huh? Right. No, the truth is the truth. I don't care what religion. If you can bring up, people think I'm anti-Nation of Islam. No, what I am for is the truth, and the truth is that it's all and because of my research on what I've done on Malcolm X, it leads people to believe that this is like the rubric for like a black existence in America. I don't believe that. I don't believe that, because if that were true, they would have had a nation by now. If that were true, in my humble opinion, I would have given up my mansion, bought 2,000 acres in the middle of America, and built a nation. The goal ain't to build a nation. The goal is to remain a leader. That's right. That's the goal, because I don't see no harvesting going on. It's cheaper to live in the middle of America than it is to live in these big cities.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I can go to Georgia right now and get 1,000 acres for less than $400,000. And we sitting there doing it. We just keep on recycling the thing. In a church, you go to a church, a pastor wants to remain a leader. Don't you know in America, the church, do your homework. I don't have the statistics on me. It is the most underutilized building in America, the church. The church is the most underutilized building in America. They don't open Monday. They don't open Tuesday. They don't open Wednesday. They open up Saturday for a choir rehearsal, maybe Wednesday for Bible study for 3 hours, and 4 hours on Sunday.
Amazing. Go ahead. No, Fred. When I was growing up, this is one aspect I forgot to tell you. When I was growing up as a little kid, you know, I grew up in the church. I was baptized twice. Mm-hmm. Even though my mother was a black woman. Listen, Fred. I was baptized in the baptism pool, and then I was baptized in the river. Uh-huh. You see what I'm saying? Because my aunt May, she's still alive right now today. She's 85. She's very religious. And we was in church like 5 days a week. I ran away from that. When I got old enough, I was done. I'm churched out. You know what I mean? So, but I get exactly what you're saying. Yeah. I do understand, Fred, that especially when it comes to black people, us as black people, we get very emotional. I remember I told you I was very militant. Mm-hmm. I was very aggressive. I was serious about these teachings and what I was taught from the ministers who taught and trained me. Mm-hmm. I'm a little bit more calmer now because I don't evolved. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to convince anyone of anything. Whatever works for you, whatever floats your boat, whatever you think of me or Fred or whatever, continue to think that. You know what I mean? Just do what you got to do to help take care of you and your family and change your life. If that's what works for you, so be it. Right. It's subjective, guys. It's all subjective. I'm not here to convince you of anything. Mm-hmm. Do whatever you feel like you need to do.
Right.
Whatever you want to believe in it. I don't care. You know what I mean? Just, you know. That's all I got to say about it.
TT says, Fred, it may not be fair, but respect for someone's belief to not challenge or question them about it. I don't. I just lay the truth and say, that's it. Ask him, is he black first?
Yeah, of course I'm black.
Yeah, but
of course I'm black. Yeah.
But here's the analogy I'll say, and I'll let you leave your closing remarks, man. Joe Biden says, if you don't vote for me, you're not black, right? America went crazy, but they justified it. You know what they said? Trump is racist.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
That's America. 9 out of 10 black people voted for Biden. I don't grasp that concept. A white man, here's I'm gonna draw a connection. A white man says, if you don't vote for me, you're not black, right?
Yes, sir.
And then you go to WD Farad Muhammad. He says, I'm gonna teach black people how to be black. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. I don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to a non-black man telling me how to be black. Because if you say it in 2021 and say Bill Clinton is teaching me how to be black, oh, what the hell are you saying? And then you say, so ain't no non-black man gonna teach you how to be black. That's just a fact. Because if you change the name, if you ask any person, any black person, that says, can a non-black person teach you how to be black? Hell no. Fuck you mean. Ha 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 ha. But you say WD Farad, oh, he taught me how to be black. You got to study the teachings. You know, so I just lean on practicality and common sense every day of my life. And I'm gonna let you say your closing remarks, man. I genuinely appreciate you coming in, man. And you got to come back because we can expand this conversation instead of just talk about like life and religion, because I think you have a great vernacular. You know what I mean?
Fred, let me tell you something, brother, and to everybody in the chat. I'm so honored to have talked to this brother Fred, and I mean that because I have a newfound respect for this brother. He's a very, very smart guy. He does his own research, and he's an independent thinker. You're not going to find too many. Now, of course, the type of person Fred is probably unpopular because you're not. We're not a monolithic group of people. We don't all think the same. We don't move alike. You know what I mean? We're all individuals. So I've learned to challenge everything. I've learned to become more independent in my thinking and do research. I've learned a lot of that from my grandfather, even in the Nation of Islam. So to this day, I do a lot of research. But in doing research, I have to look at stuff that may not agree with what I believe in. And I found in doing that, that's where I was able to find the truth. I'm saying for me, whatever path that you go down, if that's the path you feel like you need to be on, stay on that path. I'm not here to convince anyone of anything. I'm saying for me and my household, my family, I'm going to do what works for me. You see what I'm saying? And you have to do what works for you. And that's it. And I love this brother Fred, man. I'm gonna do everything in my power because I have family in LA, live in South Central. I'm gonna do everything in my power, man, to come out there and see you. I mean that, man. Like, it's when you find good people, I cherish good people in relationships. That's how I am. You know what I mean? So I really value this brother. I really love this brother. I just met him, and man, I'm just honored to be here on this panel talking to this brother. Period. So I have a great deal of respect for you, Fred. And other than that, that's it, man. I'm not trying to change anybody's religion. If you NOI, stay NOI till you die. Sell all the newspapers. I hope you build your nation. I hope that you did better than the brothers who came up with me did. Maybe y'all can turn it around or whatever. Other than that, that's it, man. More power to you.
Yeah, amen. You're right. I'm not here to say don't join the nation, don't be Christian, don't be Muslim, don't be Islam, I'm just going to tell you the truth and what I believe is the truth, and based off of my research. I don't want to extend the conversation. I appreciate you. I know you got to go. I appreciate you coming.
No, go ahead. I give you 10 more minutes.
No, because I don't say nothing without knowing. You understand what I'm saying? I do my best.
Right.
To say everything that I say, well, it's from this situation. It's from this. I can validate that. I can with the primary evidence is. I don't believe in opinion. I have an opinion, right. But when we're having conversations about about what I believe to be the truth in my research, I substantiate it with the truth. And because Malcolm is like one of my life heroes, you know, in addition to my grandfather, you know, I tell the truth on what I know to be true. And everything that I say is in their voice. I've never presented anything without their voice, right? So for example, and since you talk about that, the wheel, right? The wheel.
Right. The wheel, the mothership.
Yeah, that kind of fascinated me because my aunt was the same way about Christianity. We're gonna get caught up in the rapture and we're gonna be die and we're gonna come back and we're gonna go in the rapture and we're gonna go up in heaven and we're gonna do this. I'm like, huh? That don't make sense to me. I'd have been to 100 funerals. You know,
nobody never came back.
And nobody ever came back. I'm waiting on if my grandfather come back before I die, I will recant everything I've ever said. I will pray. I will give up 20 years of my life to have these last 10 years with my grandfather again. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So the point I'm making is this: the wheel, right? Farrakhan says, oh, he saw since he saw Elijah Muhammad on a wheel, he's alive, right?
Right.
And then 5 years prior to that, he said he kissed him on the forehead at the funeral. So I'm baffled when because I have a lot of conversations with the Nation of Islam because they're part of my life because I see them all the time, the same people every time on Crenshaw Boulevard, right?
The stuff you're talking about, I have the videotapes.
Yeah.
I have the videotapes,
yeah. And I'm sitting there like Farrakhan said he kissed a man on the forehead at the funeral and he looked 25 years younger. He was at peace. And I told him whatever he said to him. And then when he wanted to start the nation, he said he's alive. I says, this is unreal.
That came from Jabril Muhammad.
Jabril Muhammad.
Yeah. Out in Arizona.
Uh-huh.
His birth name is Bernard Kushmir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when I present these things, people say I'm trying to bring down a nation. No, I'm trying to tell you not to be a follower, not to be a follower of second and third, fourth hand information.
Right.
Get to the core of the truth.
Right. Unfortunately, a lot of people like to be followed. They like to be led. They need leaders. You know what I mean? Right. So right. I understand that. I get it because I was once that way. You know what I mean? So that's just what it is, Fred. I mean, it's all subjective, man. If that's what they feel like they need, then so be it. Like I see a brother in the chat saying that, the nation is the best thing that ever happened for our people. That's your opinion. Mm-hmm. And if that's the way you feel, brother, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, and we got one more beam in. You want to take this one more beam in?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. What's up, man?
What's going on, Fred? Honestly, let the brother wrap up. The brother saying what he's saying, and I'm gonna let him cook. I'm not here to speak on the brother's experience. I'm here to talk about is the Nation of Islam religion or black nationalist group. I'm not here to contest what brother was saying because I'm coming with historical and empirical data on Islam, the history of it. So you can mute me till the brother finish. I don't have anything to say to the brother.
Okay, I'll bring you back in. Final words.
Oh yes. Other than that, Nation of Islam is a black nationalist organization. Mm-hmm. Has nothing to do with Islam at all.
And that's what I believe. That's firmly what I believe.
When you look at the definition of black nationalism and look at the teaching of the Nation of Islam, it's the same thing for the most part. Just look at the definition of black nationalism. Mm-hmm. Or maybe you may not want to look at it because it's the white man's dictionary. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to be a fun.
I know. But when Islam is a non-violent religion and your leader says you must protect me at all costs, that's not Islam. That's not Islam. That's 0% Islam. So, and I'm only going to speak from the horse's mouth.
Yes, sir.
And Elijah Muhammad is the horse. So, if he said it, I'm going to hold him to his word. And that's just simply what I believe. So, and that's all. That's it.
All right, well, Fred, brother, listen. I'm gonna give you a call. Well, I know you 3 hours behind me. You're in the LA side. Yeah. I give you a call tomorrow.
Thank you for coming in, man. I appreciate you coming in this evening.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much, brother.
All right, all the time.
All
right. You ready? Go ahead. Brandon in his feelings like Fred. Brandon called me a dumbass. That's not Islam like. That's not. You're not acting like you're the.
Well,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
I want to delve with the history because the words of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is that Islam is the religion of the black man. So, in order to see if he's true, we do know that ancient Black Arabia, which is the matrix of all Islam and the root of civilization, is an integral component in the global African civilization paradigm. Islam, the veneration of Allah, that's the definition of Islam, predated in the Arabian, it predated Muhammad by millennia. That's by 1,000 years. The oldest record of the ancient veneration of Allah indicates that black people or Africans in Arabia were the originators of this veneration. Africans that was on the continent that in general that didn't encounter Islam, they didn't encounter it as an enemy, but more so like a tradition along the lines of Maya. So, and here's a little historical context of what I'm saying. I want to say
You still let me read the super chat while you thinking. I think you froze up or something. 817. I appreciate you, man. We all taking somebody else's word for it, and since we weren't here when it all started, you'll never know.
in
It's
the
what you believe to
I
be
want to
true.
say in the 12th century there was a politician, an Aryan politician named Al-Ghazali. And people could check it for themselves. He whitewashed the pages of the ancient Arabian historic of Islam, which was the veneration of the Black Allah, or depending on where you were located, it was Alat of the Umayyad dynasty. Once the Abyssinians conquered them, they did what white people do everywhere. They proliferated all knowledge, all of the understanding with their particular indoctrination of it. This is a historical fact. The Umayyad dynasty were what you would call, will later be translated to the Mujahideen, which was the ancient warriors of Islam. And the western and southern borders of Arabia, they met those armies and combated those armies and defeated those armies. And these were black armies. Because if you're talking about Islam being black nationalism, well, black nationalism and the ancient historical aspect of Islam, they go hand in hand. Now, what you see today is a byproduct of Al-Ghazali, which everybody should research. It's everybody like the Google research things, research Al-Ghazali. And you will see he was the one who proliferated this particular aspect of this Islam. He changed the entire spirit and he changed the entire palette of what Islam is today. So I wanted to give some historical undertone to the actual subject. Because what brother was dealing with was his experience, and I'm not here to combat his experience. His experience is his experience. But I will actually give some actual underlining truth to this history. Because it's a real history. It's not just what a man said. There's books by multiple scholars on Islam being an African thing. And it's by some of the greatest scholars. Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Joseph Ben Yakin, Ivan Van Sertima. It's a lot of information out there from our scholars to lead this. So you can see that black nationalism and ancient black Islam is one and the same. It's one and the same. So no, I'm not here to combat what brother said, but I'm just here to throw some contextual empirical data into the conversation. Because it's there, it's all there. It's easy and it's easily researchable. That's all I wanted to add. I'm not going to go on, but I'm telling you, Fred, the information is there for you if you really want to find out. Because I'm not here to proselytize. This is a boxing show. I'm not here to proselytize the Nation of Islam, or am I here to prove what Minister Farrakhan say is right? This is something that my life bears witness to, or anyone who practices this. So no, man, this ain't that. But there's an actual historical context of black nationalism and ancient black Islam being one and the same. And what the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught, he taught the medicinal black ancient Islam, and that's why he, like no other political leader, was able to reform black people at the level that he did. That you can't go find nowhere in America, but from his students, but from his teaching. It ain't about what I believe, it's about what history proves. You don't get a Malcolm X without Elijah Muhammad. NAACP wasn't knocking down his jail cell to see what he was doing. You don't get Minister Farrakhan, or you don't get Warwick Dean, the family members you spoke to, you don't get them without the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the varying views. So it's about time that we focus on the aspect that this man built an $80 million empire. And he was working his way toward the nation, banks, housing developments, fish market. He had 125 schools in America. He had his own school system. He laid the blueprint. It's there. It's all historical facts and it's all historical data. What happened in the man's bedroom, that's up to the people that participated in the bedroom activity. I'm just here to state from a historical, because I don't debate belief. You can't debate what nobody believes, but you can debate historical facts and empirical data that permeates the world of knowledge. And it is a historical and empirical and factual data that Islam started with black folks. And it was later invaded, like everything, by Caucasians. It's just historical fact, but I'm just gonna leave on that. I may beam in depending on where this go, but that's it. That's all I wanted to say. This is historical data that could be proven and pulled up by anyone that would prove the search. But we know that's kind of too hard when you dealing with Elijah Muhammad, I guess. It's hard to just pull up historical data and what that man done that hasn't been duplicated by no other black man on these shores. So yeah, that's it. I'm back to the chat, just chilling on it. I'm back to the chat.
Appreciate it. Kai, if it wasn't for the NOI, we wouldn't have had the privilege to witness the greatness of Malcolm X. I mean, listen, I don't discredit that, but what killed Malcolm X was the greed of the Nation of Islam. So when you say he created give him credit. If you're going to give him credit, right? If you're going to give him credit for creating, even though Marcus Garvey went to his house as a kid, it was in him. I believe he had a level of inspiration. I believe that there are teachings that inspired him, but no one man does everything. That's where y'all are fooled at. No one man built Frederick Hawthorne. It's here, it's a dabble here, it's a dabble here, it's a dabble here. Yes, your mother and your father are cornerstones in your life, but no one man built. So if you're going to give him credit for that, you got to give Elijah Muhammad credit for saying, you must protect me at all costs. I only have one wife. in September of 1964. You gotta go both ways. Give him, if you're gonna give the nation credit for that, I can pull the speech up, man. It's a 6-minute speech. I ain't got time to be doing all that. If you want it, DM me and I'll DM it to you. You know what I mean? I'll gladly send it to you. But that's the point that I'm making. Tell the whole story. Tell the whole story. Please tell the whole story. Because everything that y'all say to me, I can prove. I don't use propaganda on this show. I'll open up the phone lines. I don't use propaganda. But you know what y'all want? Y'all, we have selective morality. I'm gonna tell you how we have selective morality. Because if a man has 10 women and 10 kids in 2021, he's a piece of shit. He deserves to be under the jail. How can he take care of them kids? But if the person you believe in say that shit, oh man, it's cool, man. It's cool. It's not right. You understand what I'm saying? So I only speaking. I mean, I don't have selective morality. That's the old Fred. Old Fred has selective morality. I don't have selective morality. Not no more. If a man's a piece of shit, he's a piece of shit. That's it. So, and that's what I stand on. The phone lines are open. And I believe, and as I will always believe, there is the teachings of it. Sure, it's great. The practice of it, I don't think it's in its truest form. Those Islam members that go blow up people, that's not Islam. That's a cell. That's a cult. Blowing up people is a cult. The same thing they say about Jim Jones is the same thing they say about those people that should be said about the people that blow up people. You're going to have virgins. You're going to live. Man, come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all cut it out, man. Please. Because if I apply it to 2021, y'all going to be like, oh, yeah, it makes sense. But when you apply it to your pastor, your... Hey, let me read this super chat real quick. Kai says, I never said created. I never heard Malcolm praise another individual for his change, not saying others didn't play a role, but ultimately it was the NOI who had the most influence, and in my opinion. It's your opinion. I'm not gonna refute your opinion. When you tear a man down, be there to replace him. I don't get that, Presidential Mike, at all. Hey, what's up?
And Fred, I just want to take it a little different direction.
Go ahead.
I think, well, I know, and you can attest to this, and I'm pretty sure you expand on this a little bit better than I will. But because our history is so jaded, and we have such lag of history, where even the stuff that people are quoting, we can only go back so far. So at that point, we just guess. We don't know. Now, the reasons for history being destroyed, that's very obvious. But even like we naming this continent Africa, that's not what the original name was. But we've made it to the point to where we so woke that we inherited things that never were meant for us to inherit. And we want to beat people over the head with these things. Now, the brother you had on, he sounded like a little bit older. That's a little bit more patient and a little bit more wise for people to come where they are. When you're younger, you take that fire and you misuse it to think that you're gonna get somebody to adhere to what you're saying. And whatever you need in your life, as an older person, older black man, we evolve. We evolve from whatever teachings happen in our house to our experiences to our present life. And one other thing I want to say before I get off is that we make men gods where they can do no wrong, and we don't want to hold them accountable. And no matter what they do, we kind of twist it in a knot and the pretzel to make it make sense. Like even if you look at recently, just Floyd Mayweather, this fight he just had. Now you got dudes running around talking about how smart he is because he made 20 million or whatever he had. Fred, how much money could they offer you to get in the ring and get beat upside your damn head at your current age?
I don't know.
And put it in another context, let's say you got $100 million in your bank. How much money could they offer you to get in the ring?
They couldn't.
You see what I'm saying? Then if you take it to a different context, if you got $100 million and you put it in the average grade A stock, you're going to get, let's say at the bare minimum, 10% a year. So if you get 10% out of 100 million, that's 10 million. You ain't do nothing. So how smart is it to keep doing that dumb shit? So we make these men, we take them and we turn them into gods. And we try to idolize people that we should not be idolizing and follow people that we shouldn't follow because now we've made money the thing that we're chasing. And everything shouldn't be for sale. That's my call, Fred. I'm going to go ahead and get off. I'm going to let you rock out on it.
Appreciate you. Yeah, I think we all have God complex. And you know, it's awful when a grown man has a God complex, because that means they're willing to put that God before their family, that God before their kids, that God before their personal development. I don't understand. For the life of me, I don't understand that at all. I don't understand how a Christian pays tithes and been living paycheck to paycheck for 20 years. How do you explain that? I don't understand a man on a corner selling newspapers when he should be trying to build a business or get a job. I don't grasp that. I don't understand it. I ask him all the time, like, why are you here every day? Why are you here every day? I don't grasp the understanding of it at all. And hey, what's up?
What's up, boy?
Hey, how you feel?
I'm good, man. How you doing, man? This TCP. What's going on?
Oh, hey,
kid?
what's up, man?
How you? Oh man, you on one tonight, man. I just dropped in to say one thing. I don't understand where the guy was coming from questioning Floyd making that couple dollars. Like, I don't know how that pertained to this particular thing. That was kind of offhand and shit. It was free. The bull couldn't hurt him. Like, I don't know I don't know where that came from. That kind of threw me off. But how much FBI involvement do you think was involved with Malcolm X being killed? Because I don't hear you speak much about.
I think they all played a part in it. They all played a part in it.
Oh, for sure. And,
I think Boss, NYPD Boss, J. Edgar Hoover, sure. And NOI. I think all of them played a part in it. All of them.
For sure. But what about the gaslighting? Do you think that the FBI that had the FBI not been intercepting letters from Malcolm X to Honorable Elijah Muhammad and vice versa, do you think it still may have went down the way it went down, or they'd have had to do it a different way? Because I believe Malcolm X was writing there and I'm not Muslim at all. I'm not a follower of NOI. I take the meat and throw away the bone. I know that some of them was on some bullshit. So I say that to say, but I also believe it was amends trying to be made between Malcolm X, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I believe that the FBI was intercepting a lot of those letters, those communications, and I believe that further made the division. So I say that to say, I think.
Here, I'll tell you this.
It's a possibility, huh?
I'll tell you this. Since you're talking about the FBI files, when you read the FBI files, you'll really see how close they were to both of them. They were in Elijah Muhammad's house. Wow. They were doing, because that's how you get the information. Oh, he picked up the phone at, I'm just hypothetically, this may not be in it. He picked up the phone at 10:13. He's going to get his passport. Somebody is literally in the house creating that wedge. You understand? Literally, someone's in that house. And the same thing can be said on the other side. You understand?
Mm-hmm. Right.
How, in addition to all that, when the leader says you must protect, in one speech, he says, man, I should just play it because y'all think I'll be making shit up. I'm gonna send it to my DM. I'll play the speech and you guys will see exactly what I'm talking about, because y'all think I'll just be making shit up. And then when y'all say, oh, it wasn't a nation. Well, Elijah Muhammad said, protect me at all costs.
Whoa, who he said that to?
I'm gonna play it. Right now. I'm gonna send it.
You talking about? Oh, he said that to followers in the nation.
Yes.
I got
a speech. He says. I'm not gonna quote him. I'm just gonna play the speech, man. Let me copy and paste it to my damn. Go ahead. You got
you. Yeah, and jealousy is a.
It was a lot of jealousy. It was a lot of jealousy. And
jealousy is a hell of a drug. So I feel. I definitely feel you on that. But it's just so many variables. There's so many variables, and I maybe it's the African American love in me, the African American love in me. But I believe that if those communication, if they had opened back up that line of communication, they would have been able to agree to disagree. Malcolm still would have split and started the Afro American unity. I believe that was just like unstoppable at that point. he had met with too many heads of state in Africa. So I think that was that was going to be unstoppable at that point. But I still believe it could have been like, all right, we're gonna let bygones be bygones. Don't say that shit about me. I won't say shit bad about you or whatever. I don't think the FBI would have been able.
It was a lot of jealousy. It was a lot of jealousy. A lot.
For sure.
A lot. But that's the whole. See,
he said that long-legged Malcolm. I know. Yeah, I think
but even on the ground level, you had. You had and so many Nation of Islam members have told this to me, and you guys have heard them on this show. If you guys listen to them, the temples were competing against one another. That's what you want as a leader. You want your employees fighting to be employee of the month. You don't want them. You don't want them to own the business.
No, that's
you don't want employee number one to tell employee number two he's making $2 more.
Yeah.
Hey, don't tell anybody. I'm gonna give you a raise, but don't tell anybody I'm gonna give you a raise. I'm gonna make you manager next month. That's the same point. That's the same game.
Yeah, man. They say in work you don't discuss politics, religion, and your pay. So yeah, no, that's big facts. Oh, and the other thing I was thinking about too, you were saying you ask certain people of how they just stand at the same corner selling papers every day. Fred, you gotta remember, everybody is not leaders. Some people is drone bees out here too. Some people are built or wired to take instruction. Some people are just wired that way, just to take and to be a part of something, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. If you look at all throughout, you look at nature itself. You got the alphas and you got the betas and whatever, however the hierarchy go. That's truly how it goes, man. Some people are just wired that way to follow instruction. And that's not, like I said, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it gets perverted sometimes. People, because people think that over aggressive is the alpha. No, the alpha truly is the one that's the most capable leader. He ain't got to necessarily be the most aggressive, the most brute, strong force, none of that. It's the one that's the most capable leader, for real, is truly an alpha in whatever is going on. And that applies to your household, that applies to different situations. But so I say all that to say, that's what they were built. They were built to take instruction, to sell them newspapers that you see, you know what I mean? And to get that message out, you know what I mean?
Sure.
That
I get it.
Yeah. So, but that's pretty much all I got, man. And great combo, man. Great things around on the horizon. I see, man. Yo, that EJ dropping. That's my guy, man.
Oh, you're a big EJ fan?
Yeah, hell, you big EJ fan. Big EJ fan.
Oh, that's good.
My man hate me to death. He ain't called me ever since EJ got that fucking that Pacquiao fight.
Oh yeah.
But
he gonna hurt him.
Yeah, that's a side note.
He gonna hurt him.
Say it again.
Yeah, I said he gonna hurt him. He gonna hurt him.
Yeah. Well, you have a good night, man. Continue to do your thing. Everybody be cool, be blessed, man.
Appreciate you. Yeah, we are employees of religion. We are employees of the Republican Party, the Democratic Party. We are employees of. We promote that, man. What's up, man? What you got?
What's up with it, Fred? What's up with it, everybody in the chat? And Fresh, just basically wanted to touch on what the last caller is saying, like, throughout nature, if you study nature, you know what I'm saying, animals and alike, you're going to always have followers and always have leaders. You can't have one without the other. A lot of people think that all of us can be leaders. I believe that to a certain degree, but at the end of the day, there's a reason why we have weak and strong. There's a reason why we have losers and winners. Like there will never be a time in this life or the next life or, you know what I'm saying, the next generation where there's just 80% leaders and 20% that's just, I just doubt that'll ever happen, because manipulation and propaganda will always somehow, some way win the day. And a lot of people don't like to hear that truth because they say that's a Debbie Downer type of mentality, whatever. But it's the truth. People gonna always try to, the smarter people, the people who are more witty, more quote unquote intelligent, people who know how to be 2 and 3, 4 steps ahead of people who know how to play chess, they're gonna always find a way to finesse the system or finesse, their congregation. If you're in the church, if you're in, let's say, the Nation of Islam, there's a reason why certain people were at a lower level and certain people were at a higher level. There's people who are scared to speak up, and there's people who have spoken up, and that's how they got into their positions of favor or whatever you want to call it. So I just feel like at the end of the day, people mentality is what have to change if you want to get to the utopia that you're talking about, Fred, where people just actually wake up, do something about the evil that they see and eradicate it immediately. People would everybody would have to be trained to think that way, Fred. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like everybody would literally each and every day would have to be brainwashed on how to be that way. But majority of human beings are taught to be submissive, taught to be butlers and waiters and helpers. They're not taught to be gods and, goddesses and empress, you know what I'm saying? Emperors and all that type of mentality, because you have to have a strong willed mentality to have that. And to say that, to say this, you got people preaching, stuff like, if you just keep giving your tithes, Jesus is going to hold your hand and take you to them pearly gates. And for whatever reason, especially in I would say my mother's generation, like anybody who was born in the 1960s and early 70s, that old school Southern Baptist mentality is heavy when it comes to, Christianity and the church and all that. And even with the Nation of Islam as well, they taught, it may not be the same, but I know in Islam over there in the Middle East, they teach you that if you serve Allah, and do it, to the highest degree that you think you can do it, you'll get 1,000 virgins waiting on you. If you blow yourself up. And people do that all day long. There's people bombing themselves right now, Fred. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I don't know. People perceive their own version of logic at the end of the day. People look at their own perspective of what they can gain. And that's the reason why they do what they do. Even people who say, "Oh, I do this from my heart, out the kindness of my heart." That all that is bullshit. At the end of the day, a lot of times you're doing it because you want a reciprocated reaction. You want to see them smile so you can feel good. So you can go, "Damn, man, I helped somebody today." I really don't believe in people just doing stuff just to do it. You doing it for something. I believe in the concept of exchange. Am I wrong for that, Fred?
No, really, you're not. I think it's almost impossible to break the mold, because you know why? 9 out of 10 black people gonna vote Democrat. 9 out of 10 people think they need. I'm not 9 out of 10. Excuse me. We think we need a college education to be an elite individual. You understand what I'm saying? You see how that ideology just follows us? It just develops. It gets more. You know what I mean? So, anyways.
It makes sense what you're saying. I'm just saying, at the end of that, that's just what people gonna do, though. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you have to be brainwashed. You have to be on a program. You are your program. That's why growing up, my uncles who were quote unquote conscious, they always used to say, "Man, turn that bullshit off. We ain't watching TV. We ain't doing that. That's some bullshit right there. That's some, offset programming that's gonna fuck up your mind." And when I was young, I'm like, "What the fuck is he talking about? It's just, a fucking TV." You know what I'm saying? It's just the TV. But when you get older and you see how the TV, the programming lies to you and it's on some bullshit and all that. So, it's just all about how you talk, Fred. You know what I'm saying? You raising your kids to be successful, to be, the highest level thinker that they can be. Some people, they just, happy with their kids existing, and whatever happened to them type shit. So, it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna always be winners and losers, man. I feel like with the Nation is getting back to that, to the topic at hand. I feel like people, especially with that, they just love Elijah Muhammad. You can say he and burn 1 million people alive, and you're still gonna see people that go, I don't care what you're talking about. What you say?
I said, I know.
I mean, it is what it is. Like, people are just too ingrained to think outside of the box and say, nah, wrong is wrong and right is right. There's a reason why Malcolm went the way he did and left them alone, because it wasn't in his spirit to keep, you know what I'm saying, being around something that's not conducive to where he was going. Like, if you sitting up there being around fake people, at some point you're going to be like, man, this shit is fake. And I know some people in the chat going to be mad because, you know, they diehard, you know, Nation of Islam followers, but there's only a few people that I really can rock with from that nation. And that's, like I said, my dude Riz is 100. But when it comes to the majority over there, man, a lot of them be on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They be on some pseudoscience bullshit. But that's another topic for another day. I just appreciate you letting me, you know what I'm saying, speak my piece. Appreciate it, Fred.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
And you know what's not challenging for me, because I mean, when you can have honest conversations with the people you love, this shit is easy. So it's almost like people are afraid to have what's on the other side of the street. Like, people are afraid to go, nah, I'm comfortable over here. Nah, I'm cool. I'm just gonna be Christian. You know, I'm just gonna be Christian, go to church every Sunday, you know, fuck my boyfriend Monday through Friday, go to church on Sunday. You know what I mean? Nah. I'm gonna go to the Nation of Islam. You know what I mean? A white man teaching a black man how to be black. I'm gonna ignore that. That's right. Man, just tell the truth, man. We're so afraid to say this is wrong, this is wrong, this is right. It's sad that when a religious person says everything in my religion is right, that means you done sold your individuality. You done sold your free thinking. You're not an individual anymore. You're part of the machine. What's up, President? I appreciate y'all for it. The Catholic Church can have a whole child scandal and not get the level of scrutiny. Shaking my head and allowed to function as normal. If you want to bring a priest on, we could bring a priest on. Bring him on. I'll give him the same shit. Feel free. He'll get the same moral compass for Frederick Hawthorne. You want to bring R. Kelly on? We could bring R. Kelly on. You want to bring Elijah Muhammad on? We'll bring Elijah Muhammad on. I don't change because the person is here. My moral compass don't change. Y'all moral compass change. I'm not changing. Anyways, what's up, Aeon Jack? Got you right now. Hey, what's up?
What's going on, Fred? Big Fred.
Hey, how you doing? How's it over there?
You know, it's raining right now currently. I'm wishing that the lockdowns was a little bit open. The gyms are still closed, so I can't get in and train as much as I want. But I'm also going to university right now, getting my BBA.
Okay.
I appreciate that, brother. Thank you.
What's a BBA?
That is business bachelor's of business administration. Sorry, I should know that off the top of my head, off the rip. Okay. For logistics, though. But you know, I was sitting here, I was doing some business, and I was listening to the conversations that were had in this topic discussion, and I really want to commend you and some of the other brothers for looking to find out what the actual truth is. I think more of us need to give up all this hope that we have for, you know, these stories that are just stories. You know, they're just things that are to comfort us, but you know, it may not exactly be the reality. No matter how much we want to accept and believe certain things, you know, and take it as doctrine, a lot of time in the back of your head, you know, it's false. You know, it just can't stand up to the things that you see every day, day on and day out. You know, it doesn't stand up to the sun, moon, and stars and all that stuff, you know. And I hope that a lot of brothers don't get their feelings hurt. You know, even for me personally, I used to really be into like, you know, like the Bible and just certain things. And a lot of it may correlate to your own life and may correlate to your own, experiences, but 100% can you say that this is the truth? No, you cannot. And no man can. And honestly, we need to be following people off of their actions, what they're actually doing for people who look like them, their results. We need to follow their results, not the story that they sold us on how great this thing can be and should be. I need to see results. I need to see receipts. I need to see facts. If I don't have that, then I can't rock with you. If I can't prove and say 100% sure that this is a stand-up brother and he gonna handle his business alone, whether or not we backing him or not, I can't mess with it, because that's how I personally live my own life. I really try not to follow no other men, but I do listen to conversations that men have, and I do judge myself and I judge other people by what I see and their consistency. And I just want to give you some credit, Fred, for your consistency day in, day out with this show, bringing some people who normally don't have these type of conversations or perhaps do not have the introspection to look into certain things as much as you have researched it. I really appreciate you going ahead and bringing it out, because that's what you're supposed to be doing any goddamn way. So I really respect you, Fred, and I'm really happy that you are choosing to go this route. We could just be talking about Jamel Charlo's boxing shorts, the color he's gonna wear for his next his next fight. But I really appreciate what you're doing and you having these kind of conversations. They need to be had.
Yeah, I agree.
And
No conversation is every conversation is worth having, man. Okay.
yeah,
Appreciate
but 100, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I appreciate you too, brother. And I'm back in the chat, and much love to everybody in the chat.
all the time. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's if you go from that construct, right? You know what Democrats gonna say? Well, the Democrats created the Voters' Rights Act of 1964, Civil Rights Act of 1965, or vice versa, right? Oh man, they but they tell you they gotta vote that they gotta vote it in every 25 or 35 years, right? For our ability to write. So they can literally take that away. If we don't get our birth rate up, let me tell y'all something, black people. I don't care if you have a baby with a white woman, a Mexican woman, an Asian woman, a black woman. If we don't get our birth rates up and stop aborting these kids, shit. Watch what happened to black people years from now. Because guess what? What country are we closest to? South America. You get it's gonna go like this. keep playing. Y'all not gonna get it. Y'all gonna be when y'all 6. I'm like, man, you know what? Fred make too much sense. Hey, he finally. What's up, man?
Yeah, what's up with Fred?
Hey, how you feel?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, this Big J,
hey,
Memphis 10, representing. I got to call in, man, and weigh in. First, but before I go in, let me ask you this.
Yes, please.
What is Master Farah Muhammad's nationality?
Pakistani.
Pakistani.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. And they once called him, or still do call him, God in the flesh. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Quick question. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Okay. I don't. Also, well, see that's really the only problem I have. Well, I have other critiques, but I ain't gonna go there. Before I go with my critiques, let me go with this. And let me the Honorable Elijah Muhammad raised up a lot of our men and had them standing upright taught them a lot and everything. You know, I can't take that away from them. I give them credit, full credit. Can't take it away from them. But it's a lot of things that they teach, man, that I feel like they need to upgrade their information. And also, man, you know, they, you know, love to follow Islam or whatever. But if they go over there in the Middle East and teach what they teach, it's off with their heads, you know, cause they don't play about their Islam, you know, over there. And also, man, they used to enslave us, you know, before it was the transatlantic slave trade, you know, it was the sub-Saharan slave trade. Man, they went in on us, man. But forget all that, man. I still gotta salute the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, even though he didn't know. He just didn't know, but he played his cards well with what he had, what they offered him. You know, I feel bad critiquing him, you know, because he did a lot of great things, you know, despite you know, some of his shortcomings. But yeah, man, it's crazy. Some of their teachings are crazy. Some of their teachings are brilliant. But only thing I can say, man, we need to just take in all the meat, man, and spit out the bones, you know, and keep it moving, man. But this religion, this thing called religion, man, is separating us more than uniting us, man. And that's facts. But even though, you know, I have a lot more to say negative about Christianity than I do the nation. Because
at the end of the day, because most of my family is Christian, it's all the same to me. It's all being controlled by their pastors, all being controlled by Louis Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad. They get to live in a mansion, and you get to live in a single bedroom apartment. Explain that there, and you got to send money.
That's fact.
Man, come on, man. The pastor get to drive a Cadillac or get to live. Man, come on, man. Y'all keep on falling for that. Y'all keep on falling that y'all got to pay for y'all leaders.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. And check this out. A lot of people paying tithes to the storehouse, whatever you call it. Mm-hmm. But in the Bible, the tithes don't have anything to do with money. The tithe
it was harvest, right?
Produce.
Yeah, it was harvest. It was harvest.
Yeah, exactly. It was food, fruits, vegetables, produce, and it was to be paid every third year. Now, just imagine how many people pay their tithe every Wednesday when they go. Some people go on Saturday or Sunday. You know, it's crazy, man. I went in the church. I had a basket full of fruits. They passed the collection plate around. I put a small fruit basket on the tray. They kicked me up out that motherfucker, man. But you know, before I got a chance to state my case, they got me on out of there because I believe the pastor knew where I was going with it. Mm-hmm. But man, I appreciate you, man. You know, I love boxing, man, and I love studying as well, studying religion, world religions, man. And I'm finna go real deep. I'm finna shake the bushes right quick, Fred.
Go ahead.
The deeper you go when you study the world's 3 major religions, you will find out that all of them, man, worship. Now check this out. All of them worship Saturn in secret. Saturn. When you get a chance, research that, man. Research it. Look it up. I'm talking about the top, the elite. And now I'm not saying Farrakhan. I mean, you know, but the elite Islamists and the elite people in the Vatican and all that, man, worship Saturn, man. And also these so-called Hebrew Israelites. They day of rest is Saturn Day. Saturn's Day. Saturday, man. Research the origin of the days of the week. Just research the origin of all these world major religions, man, and everything will fall in place. And also, I'm finna fall back. Thank you for having me, man.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, well, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go potty, man. I drank all that water. I had ran before the show, so I had to rehydrate. But I mean, at the end of the day, people don't want to know the truth, and people don't want their truth being questioned. They don't. People don't want their truth being questioned. You know, they don't. And it's an awful world to be in when you can present a fact and people refute it with, well, we can't talk about that, man. You can't if they black. Yeah, but you try to tear the black man down. I'm just telling the truth. You know what I mean? That's it. Shit. At the end of the day, the truth is the truth. You know what I mean? So anyways, I'm gonna play it. I said I would play it for y'all because I want to go to the bathroom too. So I'll play it and then you guys can do it. You can disseminate what you want from it.
As I told Brother Benjamin just a while ago, he's been knowing me for ever since 35. Right. I didn't get no letter in the office that he knew me. Right. See, this is the thing that's right. He knows if any man know my moral character, that man and his wife know. Because I was a young man. Right. In those days, he used to see women trying to get after me. He used to see me get after them and make them better. Right. Never would fall for them, that kind of stuff. All right? For a long time, 7 years up and down that coastline. Right? My wife used to come and visit me sometime at his house. I couldn't come out here and visit her because they would kill me in those days. All right. Now the enemy that was after me in those days, he's dead. I told him that when he died, he said, you can go back, son. And I will be with you. And so he's dead. Now, this is the thing. When we say a lot and don't follow it up, that don't go for nothing. That's the only one plainly teaches us. Mere belief counts for nothing unless carried into practice. If one of these captains just said, I will take my fruit and I will defend this temple to the last drop of blood in it. But if we never see him even try to convince someone trying to scandalize the temple that you are wrong, brother, this is the truth. If he never speaks up then, well, how could we expect him to go out there and spill some blood? So if you're going to stand on the rostrum and preach to the people, brother minister, that Elijah is the messenger of Allah, and a man over there starts throwing mud in his face, and you sit there and look at him, I wait to see if he don't wipe it out. If he don't wipe it out, then I know the mud is due him. Maybe I'm wrong myself. This is the kind of thought that you start entertaining. I know what you start thinking. Forcefully. But whenever I see that someone's slinging mud in your face, and I know you have done a lot of good around here, what right they have to say that man is not a good cop? When he builds this house, he builds a good house. And now they are talking about he's no cop. I'm going to go and tell him. If I ever take a hammer and knock one in the head, I'm going to tell him that man is a good cop. And I defy you to disprove it. But this is the fact. But if you don't back me up when I'm tongue lashed, how could I expect you to back me up if I'm shot at? Cut at? You must arm yourself with truth from scripture, standpoint. true my position. If you don't come out first and attack the enemy that attacks me, if you sit down and wait until I attack, then you're not much of a help. I'm just telling you, Frank. Any time that your leader is attacked, you is attacked. And you should go after the attacker with everything you have, of truth to defend yourself and your leader. These attacks falsely accusing and getting and paying enemies, hypocrites that do these things. I've been trying to wait and see whether the real enemy was at the root of it or not. So we are trying to locate the real root, but in the meantime, we have enough hounds running around trying to set traps to do all we can to put a stop to them. Yes. As I said, you have Quran, you have Bible, you have what Allah has given to me to teach you. I have delivered it to you. I have given to you the lesson that He gave to me, and you have studied them. You have tried them. You have tested them on the enemy, and you have found them so strong and invincible that you are happy to meet an attacker. Right? You look for one sometimes because you know you have the better weapon to defend yourself against an attacker when it comes to truth. Right? For 33 years I have been doing this. I spent 7 years running from my enemies and hypocrites from 35 to 42. I was flying for my life up and down the East Coast from my enemies and hypocrites for just the same thing that has happened here recently. One wanted my place. And all but brought me to a knot as far as followers is concerned in 35. Had no temple in Chicago here. They brought that temple of 715 down to about 15 or 20 people. Meeting in home.
It's 2 in the morning.
All right, let's get out of here. DB, you want to call in? Fred's that one dude that found that type of knowledge. This is 20 years of information, man. I'm just mature enough to do it now. You know what I mean? So, anyways, but believe what y'all believe. You know what I mean? Believe what you're gonna believe. Keep on paying tithes to your church. Keep on paying tithes to the nation. Catholicism. Let me know what that gets y'all. Yeah, what's up?
All right. So first and foremost, so I really got 3 questions for you.
Sure.
All right. And I don't want you shucking and jiving. I want you to tell me the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to win the NBA Finals?
New Jersey, I believe.
Okay. And who's better, Kendrick or J. Cole?
J. Cole.
Okay. And Do you own more red than you do blue?
I think I own. Oh man, I probably own more blue because of blue jeans.
Right on. Yeah, missed the interview on cows earlier today, man. I need to go back and check that out. So everybody go and check that out. He had Boots on there, so I can't even really comment unless until I see it. But hopefully, Boots opened up a little bit and showed some personality, man, and a little bit of his character, so people can get more familiarized with him. Because let's face it, I think he may be at least if he's not he'll be one of the faces of the division in the next 2 to 3 years. So hopefully he opened up there, and maybe we'll talk to him soon.
Yeah, Kyle said he's gonna set that up. So
okay, yeah. So that would be great. And when he's in here, I'm pretty sure Batman will be in the background. You know what I mean, listening and looking out. So if Boots gets too confident, I'm pretty sure that the Russells will be will be close by. You know what I mean? I don't know if I told you, but I watched some Gary Antoine Russell fights. I think watched 3 of them.
Oh yeah, you said that yesterday.
And I just really seen highlights and little stuff here and there, but like sitting back trying to watch the whole thing and catching all of the commentary, and then looking at comments and stuff like that. Man, that dude he is a monster, man. Yeah, that dude is definitely something to be reckoned with. The only thing is, I just hope that he stayed more consistent than his big brother, who I still think is one of the most skilled boxers out there, but his inactivity is just, it's overcome him, and I think obviously it hurts in the pocket, but it hurts his legacy as well. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're a champion, you've been a champion for a long time, but fighting once every year and a half ain't gonna cut it. People forget you. What's that old saying, or the new saying, I guess, my saying, who have you boxed for me lately? So we shall see. Are you eating?
I'm eating pistachios, yeah.
I'm like, man,
because I got the kids this week, so my schedules is all off. So I haven't even had dinner yet because I went straight from I went straight to run and then came here. So
yeah. How much you down so far?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm about to hit the 60s in a minute.
Okay. All right.
Once I hit the 60s, then I get, man. Oh my God. Oh, when I hit the 60s, it's over.
Yeah, I was trying to first day I tried, but I was already injured, man. My knee is messed up, and truth be told, man, I think I tore my ACL because when I tore it before some years ago in Brazil, this is exactly how it felt. You know what I'm saying? So let's see, man. Hopefully I can walk on it, but I'm very I'm walking gingerly on it. You know what I'm saying? And I thought I had a crutch or a cane in the closet and in the storage, and I'm looking, I couldn't find it. But yeah, man. So hopefully this will start to wear down because it takes like 6 to 8 months for ACL to heal. If you're not under the knife. So yeah, let's see what can I say with some nasty holes eating pistachios. Yeah.
I want to answer Brandon. Brandon said how much I paid for the interview. The same amount I paid Rizza Islam. The same amount I paid Wesley Muhammad. It don't change. Man, y'all motherfuckers is just damn. Anyways, go ahead.
AP said, don't play that, bro. Oh, don't play with that. Oh, you talking about the knee? Yeah, man. It's crazy, and I already got some back issues, obviously, which is like the main reason why I wasn't competing. You know what I'm saying? Because my back is messed up. Thanks, G. Brian. I appreciate you, bro.
You don't look 220, dude.
Huh?
You don't look 220.
Yeah, man. I think that's another reason why I'm all like my back and my knee all messed up too. Got all this doggone weight on me that my body ain't used to carrying for a while. I used to be back in the day real big, but as I was telling you too, at the car workshop, You know what I'm saying? When I was real big, like Nip say. But yeah, my body just got used to being, you know what I'm saying, light and running, you know what I'm saying, twice a day. You remember when I used to be running all the time? And
I remember that. You got to get back to that shit, dog. I'm challenging you, dog. You got to get back to when you was. I'm running up Western.
Yeah, but I also wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It was just us chopping it up. It wasn't no interviews. So So now we have people on all of the time. So I'm like, I gotta be sitting down because I gotta eat first. You know, all of that. But yeah, I guess the days that we not doing interviews, you're right. Yeah, shit. Well.
You gotta get back. Oh man, yeah. Hey, check this out. And hopefully this inspires y'all not to do it. So I walk out of my house and there's a car turned in, literally not the next house, but the next house over. And a car turned into another car. Man, drunk.
You mean it turned into a transformer?
Oh no, turned in. Oh yeah, thank you. Wrecked another car, hit another car.
Oh, gotcha.
Made a turn in the middle of the street. Something, I don't know what she was thinking. Man, a drunk driver. Both of them were drunk in the car, and she was crying because she had to go to jail. Oh man, her cry, and it sounded like a cry that's like I've never been to jail before. You know what I mean? Like, no, like this don't make sense. It's not adding up. It's not, the story's not supposed to end this way. So be responsible, y'all. No, I'm serious. Be responsible. You know what I mean? You know, an Uber is only $20 away from wherever you need to be. $20-$30 away.
Yeah, drinking and driving, man. Yeah. That's crazy. Let me see. What you saying? What up, Saints Den 04? Saints Den, you hearing Cali? Because Fred said 424 yesterday. I'm like 424. I'm like, no, that ain't Saints Den. So let's see. Yeah, this me, man. Yeah, this yeah, man. I've been in pain every day for about 3 months, man. Like every single day in pain. Either my back and my ankle healed up good, now my knee, but every single day for about 3 months. And you know, obviously, like during Ramadan and stuff like that, when you fasting and you eating better, and you know pray and meditate, like you're not thinking about this, and everything is, you know what I'm saying, like everything is good. It's not as much pain. Like you don't pay attention to it, but you know, first thing in the morning, wake up and can't sit up and get out the bed. Like I gotta roll out of bed. I'm like, man, all these years of this wear and tear on the body.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, man, it's tough.
How much weight did you drop during Ramadan?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
How much weight did you drop during Ramadan?
Probably about 14 or 15 pounds.
How much did you gain of it back?
No, I didn't really gain nothing back, but what was I going to say? I didn't really gain nothing back, but I wasn't able to run during the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't able to run because of the pain. So even though like I wasn't eating and stuff like that, I wasn't able to do the same type of exercise. So I'd be able to do like speed bag and like boxing drills, but not really able to do kickboxing or a lot of jiu-jitsu stuff. So yeah. And that's when I really go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like run 3 miles and then work out, and 2 hours after the workout, then run back 2 miles. You know what I'm saying? So it's different this year, but yeah, man.
That road work is irreplaceable.
Say it again.
That road work is irreplaceable. I be trying to replace it and shit with maybe, you know, a certain amount of rounds. Man, that shit can't be duplicated, dog. Impossible.
Yeah, no, yeah, because I remember like in about 5 years ago, I would say let me see, 16 is what's that? 6 years ago, 2016.
You're close enough. Whatever. That's fine.
2016, best shape of my life. You know what I'm saying? Best shape. Strongest, fastest, jump the highest, splits, bridge, handstands, everything. Like it wasn't nothing that I couldn't do physically. 2016, I was, as an adult, you know, I know when you're young, you could do all kind of crazy stuff. You just dared to, but I think during that year, I was able to do just about everything. You know, I could walk into any gym and feel comfortable in, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever. Squats, lunges, deadlifts, all of that type of stuff that I look at now and I'll be like, deadlift? Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Squats, not today.
But once
I'm
you
just
get to
gonna do a little
190 though,
shoulder.
it'll be different though. You know what I mean? Once you get to 190, it'll be different.
Yeah, because there's not as much weight, you know, on my joints.
But you got that dexterity now. You know what I mean? You got that flexibility. Like quarantine was the most out of shape I've ever been, not in terms of weight, but just in terms of like my physical composition. You know what I mean? Man. Didn't like it. So good to be back. Yeah, I'm going every day till July 21st, 22nd.
Yeah. Also, too, in the summertime, that's also when I'm able to get down too, because it's real hot. And when it's hot, when I go and do my workouts, I'll put on like a sauna suit or put on 3 or 4 sweaters. And by the time I get, you know, to the corner, I'm already sweating like a pig. And so by the time I, you know what I'm saying, I get down to like running to like Manchester or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like hit King, Vernon, Slauson. By the time I get to like Manchester, I'm like, I'm a wreck. And I ain't even finished. I go to Century, and by the time I turn back around, I'm already done. So you got 4 sweaters on and they all soaking wet. Like that's work. So, but I gotta get back to that. That's good stuff.
Sweat jackets are amazing. Let me tell you that right now. Oh my God. Man, I got a good one now too. I went to the Nike outlet on the way back from Devin Haney's fight. Man, sheesh. Priceless. And you use the sweat cream. Priceless.
Yeah. So you got to make sure you drink water though, Mike.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because if you don't, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would need some emergency electrolytes.
Yeah.
You'll put yourself in a bad spot. You'll cramp up like crazy because, you know, it's a good way because, you know, that's one of the ways you get fat out of your body. You get fat out of your body by liquid excretion. So it's going to come out through urine. It's going to come out through sweat. And then obviously, you know, like if you defecate or you vomit or something like that, but that's really getting poisons out of your body and toxins, but mostly through sweat and through urine. So you got to think about it. If you constantly sweating and getting, what's the word I'm looking for? If you are you putting out more than you getting in, then your body's gonna be in pain. So yeah.
And the sweat jacket is like, so let's say you're 200 pounds, right? Or at least this is my philosophy. I don't know how accurate this is. You run it's water weight. Now you're 199 and 8 ounces. That's your starting point the next day. And then you go to like 199 the next day. You know what I mean? It's not astronomical differences, but I think those 8 ounces to 10 ounces make a big difference through the course of the week. Like this week, I'm probably going to lose. Oh man, I'm probably going to lose at least 5 pounds this week.
Yeah, that's sure. Crazy. Yeah, pound a day. I mean, 30. That's crazy. I was thinking about expenditure versus consumption. That's what I was thinking about. My mind just wasn't in science mode for a second. But so if you think about it too, man, 3,500 calories is equivalent to 1 pound.
1 pound.
You know, or in this case, it'd be 1 pound of fat. So you have to make sure that you have a deficit of 3,500 calories within the course of 3 to 4 days or within a week in order to take off and maintain that 1 pound. So yeah, man, it takes, you got to change diet. And if you don't change much in your diet, that means you got to work out that much harder. But yeah, man, it can happen and we all can do it, man.
Yeah.
So
quinoa and water helps out too. Like quinoa, man, you want to cut weight? Man, quinoa will rupture all this. It'll flush you too if you drink water with it.
Yeah, I mean, especially if it's new to your body. So if you eat white rice and occasionally eat brown rice, and you change over to using quinoa as a source of your carbohydrates, man, I'm telling you, it'll do wonders for you. And then use red, or you can use the mixed or red quinoa. Red quinoa has the best ratios in terms of like, higher in protein, lower in carbohydrates and stuff like that. But yeah, man, we are what we eat. We are what we eat. I'm gonna start posting some more stuff too, man, about nutrition and stuff like that. But my brother Picasso in the building, Picasso said your kidneys will be permanently damaged if it's shut down. Yeah, I went from 200 to 159.
Damn.
Yeah, Picasso. Yeah, Picasso. That's my jiu-jitsu brother too, man. So yeah, you know what he's talking about.
It can be done, man. That diet is crucial, man. Them snacks, like this is my dinner. I'm gonna eat pistachios and because I'm just gonna ignore my stomach, I'm gonna just fall asleep and then wake up and get a smoothie. I'm just gonna ignore like the hunger. I'm hungry, but I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah. Tank asked a question. He said, what's the difference between a sweat jacket and a sauna suit? I think the sauna suit is it's the top and the bottoms too. I think the sweat jacket is just the top portion.
Yeah, I don't use the pants because it's too much. Like, man. When I wear the jacket, because I tuck it in because I want the water, because I want to keep my temperature as high as I can. I don't want no air getting through. Soaked. If you guys don't mind me saying it, but my briefs is like I put them in a pool and just do that.
Yeah, that sweat. Let me see what somebody said. Mike said my caloric intake or my calorie intake is about 13 to 1500 calories daily. Yeah, so sometimes people ask me and it'd be like, oh, what should my caloric intake be? Well, it depends on what your weight is too. Also your level of activity and also how much water you consume. And your water consumption should be according to how much you weigh. So it should be half of your weight in ounces. So for example, you weigh 200 pounds, you should be drinking 100 ounces of water. So, people say, oh, you drink a gallon a day. Well, I mean, if you take a little bitty chick, she's 5'1" and weighed 97 pounds, she probably ain't gonna get through a gallon. Try to get to a gallon and still have breakfast and dinner or lunch and dinner, or if it's the old school diet, 3 meals a day with snacks in between, you never get through that gallon. So, yeah. Yeah, man, let me quit giving up this free game. It's just free advice for people. Let me see. Do you also add muscle and Fred, or is your goal just to lose body fat?
No, you talking to me? I lift weights.
No, Roso, my boy Russo, he said, do you also add muscle or is the goal just to lose body fat? Well, I'll give a quick answer, some science to it, and then Fred can elaborate on his. But this goes back to the same thing I was talking about a second ago. So for every pound of muscle that you put on your frame, it's going to help you to burn at least 500 calories at rest over a 24-hour period. So putting on muscle will assist in fat loss. Go ahead, Fred.
I do weight training, not as intense as I used to do it. So it's probably 2 to 4 times a week, and the intensity definitely varies. But once I hit 165, I mean, I'm not gonna look like I did in my 30s, but I'm pretty much amazing at 165. Like, I got 8 abs, cut up top. I mean, I know this sweater puts a lot of weight on me, but so y'all can't really tell, but you know what I mean? But I get real lean, and I look like a fighter basically at 165.
Yeah, and so there's three zones to go into, and the first zone is really almost not doing anything at all, and then you have a fat burning zone, which is after that, and then the third one is a cardio zone. So you have to be in the high levels of the cardio zone in order to to burn fat without maintaining muscle.
Yeah. And you know what I do too? Like tomorrow I'm doing it. I got 2 workouts tomorrow, but I'm separating the workouts because I want to keep my I want to keep my resting heart rate up, and I want to keep I want to keep burning fat all day. I don't know if it works, but I believe it works. I don't know. You're the expert on this, DB. So I'm working out in the morning, and then I'm gonna go for a run at night. I usually do it all together, but I think I burn more calories throughout the day for 24 in a 24-hour cycle when I separate them.
Yeah, so it's different for every person. Just how you have some people that say I'm a morning person, or people go I'm more of a nighttime person. So you have to do it for 7 days, and measure the amount of fat that you lost by maintaining the same sort of continuity in terms of like diet and workout regimen, and then do it in an additional 7 days, and then also measure it too. You can use a BMI scale and also calipers, but after you do it, then you can tell which one works better for you, pre-exhaustion or post-exhaustion. So if you're working out in the morning and running at nighttime and then doing it the opposite way. So it's not the same thing for every individual person.
Yeah, Dave Jack hit the big 4-0. Happy birthday to me. I finally hit the big 4-0.
DJ.
And get
Happy
well
birthday,
soon,
Dave
DB.
Jack.
Get well soon. Yeah. Hit the big
Dave
4-0.
Jack, live from the 313, man. Yeah, salute to you. All right, Kyle City going live, man. So everybody, man, let's give some love to the brother Dave Jack, man. And also Asia Math, man. Both of them celebrating their G-Day today, man.
Wow, happy birthday. Happy birthday, man. Let's give all the love to Dave Jack and Asia Math. Happy 56th and happy 40th, man. We appreciate y'all coming in here every night. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 4-0, huh? Hey, oh, man.
How old are you, DB?
Yeah, exactly.
Your birthday is August 16th. I know that.
Yeah. I'm gonna be a decade behind old Dave Jack, man.
I know you be big. I know how old you are, big 30. That's cool though, man. Man, 30. I was invincible, man. Shit. Whew. I'm so honest with my vitality now. It's scary. No, not doing that. Hey, I'd rather walk 20 feet now than go under a gate. Like I rather walk around stuff now. Nah, I think I'm just walk around.
Hey, you know what's crazy? I'll tell you this real quick. I hate when I'm in a car with so-called fitness people, right? You're in a car with your trainer and 2 other people, and y'all go by a grocery store somewhere else, and people keep looking like, no, park 2 spots closer. No, there's a spot right there. They try to get as close to the door as possible instead of just walking an additional 6 steps. That always trips me out. Like just as soon as you pull in a parking lot, just find a spot and let's get out the car.
Wow.
I hate. Well, me and you, we always meet each other in our own cars, but I hate to be somewhere in a car with somebody and they trying to find a perfect parking spot, and we in the car for 5 more minutes. We could have already been at the register and been out that store.
Facts.
That drives me crazy.
Rodney lost 94 pounds.
Man,
just June 29th.
Give it up to the brother.
He's eating every other day.
Man.
Damn.
That's
discipline.
94 pounds since June 29th, and have been eating once a day ever since. I hydrate crazy and eat vegetarian Monday through Friday. Salute to the brother. Man. Hit me up, man. Brandon, give him my hookup, man. I want to connect with you on that right there. Yeah, that's dope.
That's a lot of weight. That's a whole human.
That's a whole human.
Woo.
Yeah.
Man, listen. If you don't mind me saying this, Rodney, when I have a big friend, right? And I don't know how much you weigh, but I'm just guessing, man. I'm just gonna guess like 200 pounds or 300 pounds, right? To start, because you know how far you gotta go. Man, when you lose 94 pounds, dog. Sheesh. Yo, that is man. Sheesh. We are doing a fitness challenge, man.
I know. I was just gonna say that right now.
I tell you, everybody tag each other, man. In our stories, man. I'm doing it. I'm working out every day till July 21st.
This is what I was gonna tell you. I didn't mean to cut you off, but you gotta realize everybody don't have Instagram and Twitter and stuff. I was gonna tell you to mention it, to do it on your YouTube page.
Okay, when I run tomorrow night, I'll do a video.
Yeah. That'd be dope. That'd be dope, man. You know what'd be dope? What do they call it? Not a scrum. What do you call those when you put all those videos together?
A
Like
mashup. A mashup.
A mashup. There you go. Show you and then show me and then show Brandon and then show Reg and then show TT and then show. You know what I'm saying?
I'll gladly do it.
Like, but just for like 10 or 15 seconds a piece.
I'll gladly do
dope. Yeah, that'd be dope.
DM me your DM or email me your workout videos. We'll do it because I'm working out every day till July 21st. It's fun.
No matter what it is. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. No matter what it is.
Yeah, push-ups, sit-ups. You know, every day can't be. I just burnt 2,000 calories. You know, I mean.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, y'all make them fun. Take your kids and put them on your back and do 10 push-ups or whatever it is. Yeah, I'm ready for this. We need some fun stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, man. Well, Kyle going live, man, and we about to hit that.
Midnight. Happy birthday, Dave Jack. Happy birthday, Asia Math, man. We appreciate you, man. Happy birthday.
All right, let's see.
Because I'm about to be cut up, y'all. I'm like cut up now, but it's like kind of puffy. You know what I mean? You can see the lines and shit, but it's still kind of puffy and shit. Like my bottom 4 abs and shit still kind of puffy. My top 4 is solid, but the bottom 4, man, that fucking retention, man. When you get older, dog, your retention is so much higher, man. Now you ain't Reggie said he ain't seen the gym in 2 years, 250. Now you need to be 200 pounds. How tall are you, Reg? What are you, like 4 inches taller than me? How tall are you, Reg?
Reg 6'1".
Oh, he did say that. Yeah, you're way taller than me. Yeah. How much weight you gained during quarantine, Reg? Because you wasn't big. You wasn't 250 you was like 190 when I saw you, dog, last February. You wasn't. Reg, how much weight you done gained, dog? For real. Don't lie, nigga. Rodney said he was 312. Now he's 219. That's dope. Yeah.
Man, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I lost 75 pounds with a little exercise, but just dropping the carbs. We all different.
6'3", 219. That's where you want to be. Shit. Yes. Yeah. She gonna like you. I was 230 at the. Oh, you 230, so you gained 20 pounds. Okay. Yeah, because you look much smaller than that. So.
Yeah, Maurice McElroy. Maurice said, "What's the latest you eat?" Man, it's crazy, and because I can eat at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because I usually don't go to sleep until somewhere about 4 to 6 a.m. So after we get off, that's when I started doing my reading and probably catch maybe like a Blue Cup Sports TV video, or Reggie might drop 15 videos in between. So I'll like watch a little bit of those, do some reading. So I'm up late, so it's different. But your body will need somewhere about 2.5 to 3 hours to break down and metabolize your food. So, if you like say for example, if you going to bed at midnight, have your last meal about 8:30, 9 o'clock. While you're still sitting up, so it gives your body a chance to break that down.
All right, let's lose about how many pounds? 300 pounds total.
As a shop?
Yeah, let's lose 300 pounds, man. How about we do that? I think we can lose 5 pounds each between now and July 21st. Yeah, Jordan said he put on a cool 40. But man, let me tell you, you can trick yourself, Reggie. You can, and I'm going to use me as the example, nigga. Man, listen, quarantine. I started quarantine at 163. February, right? March, February. I was 163 when I started quarantine. 163. I had abs. I looked great. No lie, man. No lie. Because I had trained for the Deontay Wilder fight. So coming off of that, I was still in like impeccable shape, right? I got up to like 182, right? About 182. I didn't know because I still have puffy abs and shit. Like you lie to yourself every day. Like, oh, I'm cool, man.
Man, for real.
I'm cool, man. No, nigga, you can't tell. Especially because I'm addicted to hoodies. I don't wear hoodies to hide anything. It's just like my security blanket. I just wear hoodies in every day of my life. For Floyd's 40th birthday party, I wore a hoodie and some sweats. So that tells you, like, I'm just addicted to them, you know. And so so it just keeps on. It just comes on you. And then when you start losing the weight, when you make that commitment, you like, oh, this is some bullshit, nigga. How can I let myself do this? So don't trick yourself, Reggie, because I tricked myself. You know what I mean? And now, you know.
Hey, that's a fact, man. That's a fact.
Why is that?
No, I'm saying that's a fact. Like you would trick yourself, like see yourself, and if anybody who ever had like a 6 or 8 pack, you would know, because you would see yourself would go from 8 to 6, and then you would see 4, and you would be like, man, I gotta get back to that 6 real quick, and be like, nah, but it's still cool though.
Cool. Oh.
Then you got no pack, and then you got a little keg, and you like, man, I got to get back to where I used to be.
Yeah, but you got abs on top of the keg though. Like you got the lines on top of the keg and shit. Yeah, man. So I gained 19 pounds during quarantine. Yeah, because I wore medium shirts for the Wilder fight. I know I did. Because much of my Malcolm X shirts are mediums, because Deontay Wilder's birthday was, February 19th. I always wear a Malcolm X shirt. So, and Deontay Wilder's fight was like February 20th or February 21st of last year, and I was in Vegas. So it was the Friday before the fight. So his fight was February 20th last year. So yeah. So that's kind of what it is.
PPD.
19 pounds plus.
Was 19 pounds plus.
She working out every day. PPD, we got to tag each other. Yeah, she working out every day now. That's dope, man. I'm telling you, man. It'll trick you, man. This shit.
Brandon and Footy said, I got to start working out my muscles for like water balloons.
Man.
Yeah. Let's get this, man. Yeah, let's get it, man. For real. Let me see. I used to love the gym, and then I let my kid's mom calm me out of the gym. Man, yeah, they do that, man. They only want you for themselves, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, they don't want you looking spectacular, spitting that cool vernacular, man. Yeah, but man, let's bounce rock skate, Brody. Who you want to get some love to?
We got Slick Nick coming in tomorrow, man. Slick Nick, a fighter, coming in tomorrow, so that'll be dope. And we got Coach Cam. We got Blu-ray coming in on Wednesday. We got a guest every day this week. That's how it happened. And next week we got Mark Ridley Thomas. And we got a female trucking company coming in next week. And yeah, so we cool.
Hey, I want to know who know this right here. I'm trying to spit a couple of bars. I want to see if you know this. 3 females walked up to me. There was a white, a black, the other Chinese. Who know that bar right there?
Say it again.
3 females walked up to me. There was a white, a black, the other Chinese. Who know that?
Man, you sound like X-Clan when you said the shit.
I feel like Tank gonna know it. Let's see.
I know it's not X-Clan because you said.
It's not X-Clan. No. Come on, E. Champion Hart got to know that one. Let me see. I'm gonna call you about what. So okay, bet. E. Come on, who know that? Somebody got to know that. No, President Jafar. That's close as you're gonna get though. Nope, B. That's close though. No.
Boogie Down Productions, BDP.
No, damn. No. President Jafar says Slick Rick, Brandon Hustler Slam, Rodney.
Dana Dane.
There you go. Dana Dane.
Yeah.
Talk to him, Dawood. Talk to him. Yeah, that's at that Lancey Street. There was a white, the black, the other Chinese. The white girl said, "My name is Dawn, and I love your gift of Louis Vuitton." The black girl said, "My name is Jane," and she couldn't keep her hands off my fresh gold chain. Yeah, that's my big bro used to punch. I used to always listen to that Slick Rick and Dana Dane. Yeah, right on. Yeah, show me said Slick Rick. Yeah, okay. Dave Jackson, it sound like Kwame. Damn. Kwame is what do you do? Stripes or polka dots?
Yeah, polka dots.
Polka dots. I don't know the name of none of his songs, but
He
Yeah.
had a classic. He got a few hits.
Dang. Yeah. All right, man. Let's bounce rock skate, man. Shout out to my brother Aeon Jack, man, in the building. Cuz I see you. Champion Heart in the building. Salute to you. Show me. He got it right. He said Slick Rick, PPD in the building, man. Yeah, Puncho said, I remember that, man. Yeah, all the time. Show me President Jafar. He said, oh, snap. Dana Dang, yes, Dana Dang with fame, man. That's some old school stuff, man. I keep some old school stuff in here. I'm talking about that old school stuff, man. That old school cube, that first stuff. Dang. Okay, who knows? Who knows? I got one more. Let me see. Time and time again, as I pick up the pen, as the thoughts emerge, all those words. Who know that? Come on, Fred, you got to know that.
Boogie Down Productions.
Man, come on, Fred. Time and time again, as I pick up the pen, as the thoughts emerge, all those words.
LL Cool J.
No, don't ask us a question. You got to tell me because you know it.
I don't know. I'm just reading the chat.
No, somebody
only you can do the things that I do.
No. Man, thank you, Brendan. Yeah, thank you. Look, I try to throw him off. He just said it just because he said it. As I pick up the pen, thoughts emerge. All those words. I stare at the paper to know what's going on. Something's going on. The story goes on. Mary Lou just had a baby. Someone had decapitated. The dramas of the world shouldn't keep us so frustrated. That's that old KRS-One. You was right. You said Boogie Down Productions, but you was just guessing.
Well, I mean, I was guessing yes, but I heard the style of the song.
Yeah, old KRS. Yeah, look at TT. She was like, "That's KRS-One." Shout out to TT. All right, yeah, man. Let me quit. That's right. C said the teacher. Man. All right, sure enough, man. Anyway, Saints Dan 04, salute to you. He said Cool G rap. Nah, that wasn't it. But yeah, good guess though. Cool G is a legend and was spitting them bars. Shout out to my cousin SS Caesar repping. Let me see. Show me said Big Daddy Kane. Nah, but Kane is also the one of them first lyricists that just spit bars upon bars. Shout out to KJ Kenlon Jones. He was like, yeah, that was on Stop the Violence. Yep, there it is right there. Shout out to TT. I ain't seen other queens in here. I seen PPD slide through. Unique Dawn. Shout out to Patricia Shelton. Peace to all the queens. And of course, love is the word. Aeon Jack G Brown, South Central's own. Robert Brown in the building. He said KRS when he knew what it was. My big brother Brandon Washington, President Jafar, Rodney 2X. Shout out to Rodney, man. And Mr. Tennessee himself, Hustler, Slam. He said LL Cool J. That was way off. We love you, brother. Gregory Roberts in the building. He said, Rock Cam, I ain't seen you, Gregory. I ain't seen you in a while. Welcome back to the show.
Welcome to the show.
South Central back at it one more time. Boxing Conversations with Reggie Owens and Tank Obadiah TV. Salute to them brothers, too. Who else we got in here? Of course, my big brother Pancho Estrada in the building. Yeah, he was saying he remember that. Dawood Smith. Salute to the brother Dawood. Dave Jack, man, happy G-Day, man, happy Earth. What'd you say, Fred? What's all of the happy birthdays? How they say them?
Solar return.
Happy solar return, happy G-Day, happy C-Day, all that, man. Salute to Dave Jack, and thanks for spending some of your personal holiday with us. And shout out to Asia Math, happy G-Day to you as well. Presidential Mike in the building, salute to you. Roos O in the building. G Brown was saying Snoop. No, I think everybody know. If I say any Snoop lines, I think everybody gonna know that right off the top. Bay Area Bro 925, what up with you, man? He was said that's the Gift Fresh crew. Yeah, man, I ain't seen you in a minute though. Welcome back to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Bang bang. Jaquan Pickett in the building. Shout out to our good brother JQ and the Chi-Town family. Yov in the building. YV Cali. What up, Cali? All right, man. And I think that's about everybody else that's been in here for a minute, man. I see Will in the building. Salute, Will. And Jordan, appreciate you. 502 King. Shout out to you. Taylor Bell, T. Bell. He said, what is today? Today is Asia Math birthday. Today, Dave Jack birthday. That's what today is. Taylor Bell.
It's probably
Right.
some
Be the God.
historical significance.
Yeah. Let me. G Brown said Blastmaster KRS-One. Damn, I should have known it. Yes, indeed. Be the God said Mississippi. Stand up. Shout out to the SIP. All right, and I think we got everybody covered, man. S. Dot, there you go. Can't forget about you. He says salute to the shop. Everybody hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. Just let us know you was in the building, man. We finna slide over to Brother Kyle's. And Fred got me linked up at the top, man. So if y'all want to, y'all can subscribe. Hit that link right there. And shout out to TT King Israel. He said, good night, family. Peace and love. And so play the song, Fred.
Yeah, Kyle, you good now? You happy, Kyle? You happy? Hey. June 9th. What's today? Now I'm interested.
Circumstances navigate the path, and life happened all so fast. No, it got lonely. Sometimes you see, I know we couldn't make it. Even when I'm offbeat, I still make
It's National Strawberry Rhubarb Pie. National Donald Duck Day. Oh, I know what it is. It's 6ix9ine.
Pot. Peoples Hernandez. Shout out to my brother Peoples in the building. 5 Mike.
Oh, it's Prince's birthday today. Yeah.
Prince.
Yeah. It's PPD. I know she all on Prince today. If you need some Prince facts, go to PPD's Instagram stories. She working out too. Y'all can get a glimpse of her working out. she be what's the term? Mature woman thirst trapping. Yeah, mature woman thirst trapping. That's what it's called. Hey yo. It's my personal statement. Run the game like a basic. This is trying to be the greatest. Yeah, bobbing and weaving and changing up like the season. Indigenous to the grind, so I do it for all my people. Hey, I'm about to be somebody's MCM. Fuck the bullshit. I'm about to be somebody's MCM. July 1st, I'm not wearing no shirts on my Instagram story. I'm giving y'all a warning up. July 1st, nigga. No shirts on the stories. That's all I'm saying. Give a fuck. I'm going to read the Bible. God said, let there be abs. I'm telling you the truth. Hey, it's always what you do. Hey, things you gotta do. Hey. All right, love y'all, man. Sophisticated lady thirst trap. Okay, we'll go with that one.
Hey, look, my brother said, I thought I accidentally hit the reel.
Yeah, right. PPD out here setting the tone. You know what I mean? All right, appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all. Love you, DB. Appreciate you, King.